Happy Tuesday to you all. I need to brighten things up a bit. Good morning, Tom. Good to see you coming in here. Hello, everybody. What's up, just me? You guys ready for today? For today's Tuesday. What's up, Sherry? Good morning. Good to see you guys. Good morning, Grammy. For those of you guys that are wondering, I am live everywhere today. Good morning, David. What's up, Farah? Hey, Lanny for Humanity. How are you, Miss Slim Shady? I think I said Jay Nice. What's up, Cam? Hello, 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 Candy Red. Why do I feel like I haven't seen you in a minute? Sunflower Fish, how are you? What's up, Tech Lady? Aline, good to see you. Dizzy, Blue Honey Pot, Mel Gray, good to see you as well. Veronica, how are you guys? Listen, if you are joining me, thanks, Rick. If you are joining me anywhere, what's up, Dax? Thank you, Mel Gray. Except for the tick of the talk, then make sure that you speak when you join because I don't get to see you when you enter the room. Good morning, Black Queen. Good morning, Witch. Good morning, Mama Dukes, unless you speak, right? What's up, Shanna? Hey, Kira. So, and if you guys don't say hi to me, I don't see you. Good morning, Darren. Good to see you all. How are you? Good morning, Robin. Good to see you this morning. When Dixie. Oh my gosh, that went really fast. When Dixie, I don't even know what you said. Good morning, Sin. Hey, Heather. Hey, good morning, Christine. Yeah, that just went. Look, all I saw was anybody, and then it was like just gone. Hey, Jay Bird. Good to see everybody this morning. I have a lot for us to chat about. I should not have a hard stop, but sometimes that changes. But hopefully that will not happen. What's up, Tina Noel? Auntie Tinker, Sandy, good morning. What's up, Jamie James? I just gave you a nickname. I never say your name like that. Don't ask me where that came from, but there you go. That's it for today. What's up, Stacey D in the place to be? Good morning, Aline. Listen, folks, if you are on the Stack of Sub, the Tube of You, or the Book of Faces, make sure that you say hello. That way I can see you and greet you. Hey, Carla. Hey, Erica. I missed some other people. Oh, Dax, I hate that you don't feel good. What's up, Amy? Hey, Bobby. Hey, Brandy, if I didn't say hello already, good morning. Yeah. So, all right, folks, we've got a lot to talk about. We are going to continue our conversation yesterday. Good morning, Katzmandu. Thank you, Veronica. We're going to finish our conversation yesterday about your doggy is very sick. Oh, that sucks. That's never good. What's up, Carrie? Election day in Tennessee. You are damn skippy. And I am excited for my girl Afton Banks and listen to Afton Bain. Let me tell you, when I tell you that the GOP is absolutely shaking in their boots right now. It does bring me a little bit of joy. Listen, when you have to put Donald Trump on the speakerphone because you are scared about your safe seat, bro, y'all are terrified. Good morning, Wadney. Hey, Cortina. I am just so tickled that they had to put Donald Trump on the phone. And the best thing he could come up with is that she hates Christians in Nashville. Like, what? Since when? But it's really funny to me. So yeah, no, I very much expect for her to win in District 7. Country music, Nashville, Christians. Like, listen, at this point, I'm surprised Donald Trump is not claiming that she's an undocumented immigrant that's eating cats and dogs. Like, at this point, they are pulling out all the stops. And I am just cracking up. Good morning. Just saying, good morning, Red Hot. I'm just saying, holy geez. My mom was like, I'm not in that district. Am I? No, Mom, you cannot vote for Afton, but I love the fact that you wish that you could. Afton is going to get it, Jenny. I'm extremely excited for her, and Trump would deport her to Knoxville. Yes, Melinda, the desperation, right? And let me tell you something. am a little surprised that they haven't gone a little further to attack her, but I think they're scared about this one area that they haven't attacked. Yeah, Jay Bird, I definitely will. So, our mutual friend, the friend that introduced Afton and I, she, yes, David, out in District 7, even in the cold. Let's get it. Um, so one of my the friend that introduced the Afton and I texted me yesterday and was like, "Are you headed to Nashville for a watch party tomorrow night?" And I said, "I wish, but I got the babies." And so, I wish I could be there, but I'm there in spirit. That's all that matters. We all got to do what we got to do. Your niece and your sister are there, so they're voting for Afton. Love that. Let's go. Good morning, Sylvia. Let's see. Many of us here in Greene County, Tennessee, remember working with this energized, intelligent, and inspiring woman when we resisted dangerous corporate entities right here at home. She is a fucking force, and we love that. Yeah, Afton, I'm ready. Right? Oh yeah, absolutely. Getting rides to the polls. Absolutely anything. Good morning, Cheryl. She's doing everything that she can possibly do, and I'm here for it, 100%. So, yeah, it's only 2% according to the polls, and that's within the error of margin. Yeah, she is so for the people, 100%. Good morning, Alex, and that's my thing, right? Like I said, I personally know Afton, so for me, who she is apparent, not just in her words, but in her work. And I think it's been a long time since Tennessee has had the opportunity to vote for someone that so solidly demonstrates that. And the evidence is just in the track record. Will I be back tonight for election results? That's a great question, tech lady. That's a great question. What's up, DJ? Good to see you over there on the Book of Faces. That jail story sends me. Yes. So my friend who is watching on Facebook right now will remember this moment. So for those of you guys who maybe have never heard this story, I don't know how you could have been following me for any length of time and not heard this story. But so Afton and I were introduced when I was leading the ballot health protest back home in Tennessee, right? And and so a friend of mine was like, "I've got somebody that you need to meet." And this is back when like the Tennessee Holler was, no, I'm just getting started, Donna. I'm just getting started. But the Tennessee Holler was like just baby and just getting really going. And Afton was doing some stuff for them. And so I was introduced to her so that she could come down on behalf of the Tennessee Holler and do a little coverage on the protest that we had. So we're on the phone and we're talking on this Saturday, and we're talking about when we're going to have another phone call. And she says, "Well, listen, I can't do it on Tuesday. I'm going to jail." And I said, she was like, "But Wednesday I'm good." And I was like, "Wait, I'm sorry, what? Did you just say you can't do a call on Tuesday because you're going to jail?" And she said, "Yeah." And I said, that's some white girl shit right there, right? Because we don't plan to go to jail. Like Black and brown people, we don't plan to go to jail because we might not ever get out. And she laughed and she said, "Oh yeah, I know." She said, "I know. That's why," she said, "it's my privilege and that's why I use it." Right? She said, "That is why I use it." And I was like, "Yep, that's my people right there all day." She was somebody who clearly understands her privilege and is ready to put it to the test. And not afraid to speak truth to power, which I love. Right? So yeah, but that was like, that was my introduction to her. And, yeah, she knew she was going to be out the next day, which, we don't always know. Yep. She knew she was going to be arrested protesting. And if you remember, this is back when Enough is Enough, was the organization made up of survivors of a Tennessee state rep. With allegations of, essaying them when he was their coach. And so she absolutely knew she was going to get arrested and wasn't afraid to do that. She got arrested in the Capitol protesting. Bill Lee is not a fan, which makes me love her even more, if that's possible, right? Anybody that Bill Lee hates is automatically a friend of mine. Let me just say that. Because, I'm just saying, yeah, you love that video. Right. F Bill Lee, Kimber. I'm with you on that. Oh, you went down the Afton rabbit hole yesterday. Yeah, she is sharp, isn't she? Yes, 100%. Tennessee should appreciate her. 100%. Uh, um, yeah, make shopping great again. Let's don't do that. Let's don't come in here promoting your page for Trump videos. Let's don't do that. Okay. Yes, holding on to the bars, screaming. 100%. Alaikum salam, Mohammed. That's our girl. Yeah, no, I really do believe she's gonna win. 100%. I just do. I just do. Your rabbit hole seems to get deeper and deeper. Hilarious. Let me do this like I did yesterday. This will be helpful. So give me a second. Whoops. I don't want that there. I'm putting a little sticker on my page over here. Give me one moment. Okay. All right. So I got a couple of things that I do want to talk about today, folks. And they are, if you look at the people that are on here, and I'm cracking up because y'all, I swear, I did Caroline Levitt's photo 3 different times because are we still going to do some practice? Yeah, we're doing that with A Money. We're supposed to. Let me double check with A Money. But let me just say this, y'all. So I did Caroline Levitt's photo 3 times trying to get AI to make her look younger. And every time her ass came out looking like somebody's stepmama. So So I'm just saying, that's just the energy. I kept trying, but AI was like, no, that bitch looked old. So there we go. It just is. I tried, but nope. Nope. That is her. That's just how she came out. So, DJ says it's that bought beauty. Yeah, that is her energy for real. But no, her energy is the stepmama that y'all remember what's the movie? Flowers in the Attic? I'm telling you, by the time I give it 10 years. As she ages, she will look like she has smoked all her life from the wrinkles in her lips for them staying like this the whole time. Yeah, she gonna look like she smoked by the time because I'm just like, relax your muscles, girl. Relax your muscles. So just saying, which Republican you want to reach out to this week? But I don't know who you're talking about, Christoph. Boy, you're a hypocrite. Keep your comments respectful unless you're Dani. Well, who am I not being respectful to? Who am I not being respectful to? People are hilarious to me. Grifting off Palestinians, that's funny to me. That's funny. Yeah, so maybe you don't understand how the panel works. I don't get anything from Palestinian guests. They get it. It's funny to me. No, somebody is over on Facebook saying I'm a hypocrite. Yeah. So, yeah. The thing that hey, good morning, Jeff Kennedy. The thing that I think is funny is that um, I do. So when I see someone stand in front of the entire country and lie every single day. Every single day. That person doesn't deserve my respect at all. At all. Hey, good morning, Chris. So let me just be clear. When I say be respectful in the comments, that's what I mean, right? Not just to me, but to other people, right? So when I'm talking about the secretary, the press secretary, she doesn't deserve respect. She lies to the American people every fucking day. So guess what? I will be as disrespectful to her as I would like, right? It's just that simple, right? Yes, Pickle. Definitely need a candidate to beat Andy Ogles. 100%. Definitely a candidate needs to come in to beat Andy Ogles. 100%. Yeah. So, I mean, Christoph, if you would like to join the panel, I'll be happy to send you a link. Here, guys, I'm going to throw this link in the Discord. If somebody wants to put it into the chat on Facebook, Chris, what's your name again? Hold on. Christoph, you are more than welcome to join me on like actually on it, because what you love to do is pop into my comments and jip jippity jip your mouth. But come on and join me like on screen and let's talk about it. Let's do that. So here is the link. Matter of fact, let me go on over here and do it myself. Hold on a moment, people. Give me a moment. That's Megyn Kelly. We're going to talk about something that she said as well. But here, I got you, Christoph. Let me come your way. And I'm going to reply directly to you with this link so you can't say you didn't see it. So give me a moment. I'm coming. Where are you? Let's see if I can find your comments. Well, damn. It's funny because he's for Afton, but can't stand me for some reason. I can't find, but let me see if I can maybe do it this way. Give me a second, y'all. There you go. I got you. So there is the link that is specifically for you. So I tagged your name and gave you a link. That is the link for you to directly join this stream as a guest, no less. So feel free, Christoph. Let's have a conversation. Because you swear you think you know who I am and don't know shit. Good morning, happy girl. Yeah. So I'm waiting for you, Christoph. I'm waiting. You want to join? Good morning, find out. Right, Pickles, 100%. Christoph, if you're not sure how it works, all you have to do is click the link to join, and then I just bring you right on up. Show me your non-hypocritical self. I'm waiting. No? Yes, he went away somewhere. Oh, thanks, Dizzy. Appreciate it. Where are you, Christoph? Here, listen, I'm even sending you a direct ass message. Here, let me do this directly for you. This is in your messenger. So you literally have no excuse. I've sent it to you direct message on Facebook, and I've also tagged your name and sent you the link because I'm about tired of your ass. So let's come on up here and have this conversation. That's because I really am. You like to pop in, be sarcastic, and then run your little ass off somewhere. So I sent you the link twice. Find your fucking way to my live. And if you don't like me so much, why the fuck are you following me? Because I'm certainly not following you. This is the funny thing to me about people like Christoph. They believe that they are the wokest people fucking ever, and they know the best about everything. They take their time and their energy to follow people they say they don't like. And my thing is, what could you be doing that's more productive instead of following me? Like, if you literally don't like me, if you believe I'm a hypocrite, why don't you use all your good, honorable, holier than thou energy to actually do some good shit for people? Or do you just want to walk around and tell everybody how much you know? Where'd you go, Christoph? I mean, literally, you were in here just jippity jipping them fucking jaws. Come on and man up today. I got time all damn day. I got time all day for you, friend. I'm waiting. While we wait for Christoph, and here, I'm gonna help you out some more, friend. I believe you wanted to discuss some issues with me. Please use this link to join my live right now, and we can talk as much as you want. If not, take your ass off my page. Now, literally, that's a whole ass post on my Facebook page dedicated just to you. So listen, I literally put the link in the live. I then sent the link to you via Messenger. And then I created a whole ass post just for you. Because you wanted my attention and you now have it. So where you at? I get so tired of bitch ass self-righteous energy. Good morning, David. How are you? How long ago was that, y'all? How long ago? I posted it. Does it take more than 5 minutes to click a link? Let me just tell you guys something, right? So when I say be respectful in the comments, that's not for me. I don't give a shit if you're disrespectful to me. It's for other people. It's for other people, right? I don't let people be nasty to Trump supporters. I don't let people be nasty to Palestinians. I don't let people be nasty, period. Right? Now, does that mean that I have to respect people that are actually actively tearing down the fucking country? The answer is no, I don't. The answer is no, I don't. I don't. Good morning, Ronnie. Good morning, Tara Love. And I'm not. This is the same dude who called me a neoliberal, which is And let me just tell you, I had to ask a friend of mine if you were going to like categorize me, like politically, what would you use to describe me? And they immediately was like, you're a progressive populist. And I was like, I agree with that. Yes, which called me a neoliberal, which is really fucking funny to me. Yeah, I'm nowhere near a neoliberal. But that was all because I supported Kamala Harris. That's what that was. Yeah. So I'm guessing Christoph ain't coming. That's what I'm guessing. Okay, so then we're gonna move right along. Now that I've dealt with another fucking mediocre man. Good morning, Becky. Good to see you. It's just crazy to me. Yeah. But, whatevs. And what's even wilder is when I directly address, then they go away. Okay, Lise. Yeah, Nana, I don't know what that means. If you wanna explain it to me, then feel free to come on up. I sent you an invitation too. Today is the day. Um, Thank you, Jeff Kennedy. Yes, Pen 1010, 100%. Looking forward to District 7 results. 100%. Yeah, I gave his ass a red carpet invitation. But today is the day that if you come looking for me, you will find me. Today is the day that if you come looking for me, you will find me. So listen, let me just be clear so that maybe some of you all are new to me. If you are new to me, yeah, Mr. Barrios, I got a little bit of time today. If you are new to me, please put a 1 in the comments. Today is election day in Tennessee. Hell yeah. If you are new to me, please put a 1 in the comments. Appreciate you, Emily Rose. Caroline, you're new to me. Tomas, new-ish. Gotcha. First time here, Pickles. Good to see you. Sandy, stop lying. If you are new, yeah, MAGAs in Tennessee are very nervous. Okay. So let me just say this for the new people that aren't familiar with me. Hey from PA, good to see you. All right, so folks, listen. If you are new to me, on most days, I am ridiculously patient, probably overly tolerant of people, and willing to have conversations with just about anyone. And there are some days that I refuse to put up with fuckery, especially from the same people over and over who like to criticize but aren't doing anything near what I do to create change. Right? So every now and again, when someone shows up for the 1100th time in my damn chat, right? But I don't see any work in their own life, right? And all they ever want to do is criticize, then eventually, I'm going to call them out and they might even get cussed the fuck out. That really might happen because I just don't have any time for that. If we have too much work to do and what's happening in this country is far too important. Salam Abdul, right? What we have to do in this country is far too important. To deal with people that want to virtue signal all the time, just virtue signal, but don't know how to just put your feet in the mud and actually do the work, right? You don't know how to put your feet on the floor and actually do some work that matters. So this is why the man in the arena is one of my favorite quotes. How many of you all are familiar with the man in the arena? If you have followed me for a while, you've heard me say that, right? Listen, let Johnny talk that smack. Thank you for boosting the algorithm, Johnny. Thank you for boosting. While you're here, Johnny, go ahead and click that little red heart up there so you can level up in life, and make sure you click it again and claim your points. Go ahead and boost that damn algorithm. So let me tell you all. So I used to take people's critique of me to, like, it used to really hurt my feelings. When people used to critique the way I did things, or people used to critique, oh, well, you could have done this better or that better, it really used to bother me. I would question myself, man, could I have done it better if I had done this? Would I have gotten a better result if I had done it this way? I could have done all of those things, right? And then I was listening to someone that I absolutely love. Her name is Brene Brown. And she shared a quote from Teddy Roosevelt called "The Man in the Arena." And as like once I got this, I then understood, if you are critiquing what I'm doing from the stands, if you're not actually on the court playing the game, if you're not actually in the arena with your face marred with dust and sweat and blood, you can shut the fuck up. And whatever you have to say about me does not matter. Because if you think it could be done better, then damn it, go do it. If you think the way I'm doing it isn't good enough, then you go do the damn work. But if you're not out doing the work that I'm doing, shut up. And the absolute caucasity you have to think that you could tell me how to do it. You're not doing it. So, for those of you all who are not familiar with this quote, let me give you a golden nugget. You ready? It says, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man or woman who's actually in the arena, who is oh, they don't have this whole quote. Y'all done got it wrong. Who's because I know the quote. Whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short again and again, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best, in the end, knows the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if she fails, at least she fails while daring greatly, so that her place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat." Listen, folks, I am going to make mistakes. I am going to stumble. I'm going to get it wrong. But damn it, it will never, ever be for lack of effort. It will never be because I chose to sit in the stands and criticize someone else instead of doing the work. I'm not sitting back waiting for somebody else to try to bring about change. I didn't wait for somebody else to try to get rid of a damn medical monopoly. Nope. I brought my ass home and did whatever I could do. So if you are ever going to fix your mouth to criticize me, you better make sure that your work record fucking matches mine. Because if it doesn't, you can catch a bubble, friend, and shut the fuck up. So, right, Jeff Kennedy. Listen, y'all, perfection is not what's required. Oh, come on, Mike Head. Come on and I'll tell you about it. You want to know what it is? Come talk about it. I just sent you a direct invitation, Mike Head. If you want to know about my work record, come on up here. No, thanks. That's what I thought. Mediocre man with your ass in the comments. Be a big boy today and get on the panel. Be a big boy today. I'll be gentle. This is what the fuck is wrong with this country and the world. Mediocre men leading us off to war, cutting backroom damn deals, starving our children, deporting hard workers, and then want to cry about everybody else. I got it, Sandy. Thanks. Oh, but they don't, Sean. But they don't. And I'll invite you right on up as well. Sean, I sent you an invitation to join the panel. You want to join? Good morning, Reed. Sean, I sent you an invitation to join the channel, the panel too. Let me guess, you're not coming either. Are you at work? Are you driving? Are you feeding a baby? What you got? Just saying. You're watching a movie? Well, pay the fuck attention to your movie. Why are you on TikTok? Or can you pause it? You don't want to pause it? No? Yeah, Afton is winning. So, Pickles, do you belong to the Tennessee Sierra Club? Ken Manault reached out to me, and I did a training with them. No, okay. So listen, you will love this because you said you just said turning Tennessee blue. So I did a training for them on turning Tennessee blue by 2032, and it was every bit of it was right, DJ. Every bit of it was data based. So when I analyzed all of the data, I literally outlined the Senate race and the 2 House districts that could be flipped in Tennessee 2 years ago. The first one that I said that could be flipped was District 7. The second one was District 8. Tennessee will not always be red. By the way, it hasn't always been red, Sean. If you was from Tennessee, you would know that shit. I'm from Tennessee. Tennessee hasn't always been red. And by the way, Tennessee's not really red. Tennessee is not a red state. Tennessee is a non-voting state. When less than 30% of your registered voters come out to vote, you're not a red state or a blue state. You are a non-voting state. And that's what they love. They love it when you are not participating in democracy. They love it when you're not going out and you're casting your votes. Yeah. Anybody know when Tennessee had a Democratic governor? Anybody remember his name? I'm not talking to you, Sean. You're watching a movie. Go pay attention. Oh, Lord. Whoops. Give me a second, y'all. So just so that we know, yep, Slim Shady, Phil Bredesen. Phil Bredesen was the Democratic governor of Tennessee from 2003 to 2011. And then it was, before that, 1987 to 1995, it was Ned Ray McWhorter. And that was from 1987, like I said, to 1995. And then you go back and you had Ray Blanton, 1975 to 1979, Democratic. Then you had Earl Buford Ellington, 67 to 71 and 59 to 63, Democratic. Prior to 1971, Let me see. From 1915, wait a minute, I'm lying. From 1923 all the way until 1971, all of Tennessee's Democrats were blue. I mean, all of Tennessee's governors were Democrats. Just so we're clear. Yeah, but Steffi G, I'm talking about governors. I'm talking about governors of the state. Y'all know Sean ain't watching no movie. That's why he chippity chapping in the chat, but won't bring his little ass up to the panel. So just saying. This is what tickles me. Catherine, what do you mean? Good morning, Twisted. Good morning, Daniel. I don't know. I'm not a Democrat, Mike. I see you're back. Oh, you paused your movie, Sean? Great. Good morning, Sean.
Oh, the way you said, it's been a long time since there was a Democratic governor.
What do you consider to be a long time?
What you said, it's been since 2011 since there's been a Democrat governor.
I just told you that.
Tennessee.
I just told you that. Do you know what percentage? Sean, hold on. Do you know what percentage of registered voters in Tennessee voted in 2022?
No, I don't pay attention to that. But I'm just saying.
Jesus Christ.
How did Donald Trump win Tennessee if they don't vote? That's what I don't understand.
What do you mean? How do you not understand that?
Wait a minute. Donald Trump won Tennessee. It's a Republican state. How did he win it if they don't vote?
Okay, so let me be clear. When the majority of the population doesn't vote, the few people that do will determine the winner. So here's what we know, statistically speaking. Whenever you have higher voter turnout, then typically you will have it will be the progressive candidate that wins. Low voter turnout usually leads to Republican wins.
I still don't catch you. I'm hard to know how I can put this. I don't understand it very well.
Okay, so let me slow down. All right. So if you have, so let me just use numbers. So let's say that I'm going to use just really small numbers just to make a point. So let's say there are 100 people total in the entire state. Okay. And of those 100 registered voters, 60% of them are Democrats and 40% are Republicans. Okay. But the Democrats, let's just say that they have only 20% of all of the registered voters turn out. And out of that 20% that turn out, maybe 20 Dems turn out and 30 Republicans come out. That would be 50%, right? So if 50% of them come out to vote, but 20 of those are Democrats and 30 of them are Republican, the Republican candidate is going to win, even though there are more Democrats in the state. So I'm going to repeat it again, just for easy math. If there are 100 registered voters in your state, and 60 of those are Democrats, and 40 of those are Republican, but you have low voter turnout, whether people are working 2 jobs and they can't vote, or they don't have transportation and they can't get out to vote, whatever the reason is. If the 50% that comes out to vote, 20 of them are Democrats and 30 of them are Republicans, then that Republican candidate is going to win, even though, I know, Stacey, but even though that's the majority. So when I say anybody can win an election if you have low voter turnout, especially when you change voting districts and voting maps. Are you familiar with what gerrymandering is, Sean?
Not right off the bat.
Okay. Well, gerrymandering is something that happens all across the country. Okay. So here's what happens. Let's just say that, because I'm not a registered Democrat, nor am I a Republican. I have voted for Democrats and I have voted for Republicans. I voted for both. Okay. Now, let's just say that I have a district that I want to win. Okay. And I know that this particular county is made up of more Democrats than Republicans. And I'm a Republican that wants to win that district, right? So what I would do is when my legislature votes on our district maps, which they do every 10 years for a census, right? I'm going to break up that county so that a good piece of those Democrats go into somebody else's district, and the smaller part of that county goes into my district that's with another county that's a lot of Republicans. So when you redistrict the maps, you can prevent somebody else's vote from counting as much as it normally would when you split up their counties.
Let me understand that. That means they will be cheating in that state.
Yes. And it happens. So this is the thing. And here's the thing, Sean, it happens everywhere. And do you know what's crazy is? So there has actually been legislation in Congress that was brought to the floor to make it illegal to do that anywhere, right? And every single time, there's only one party that votes against it.
Okay, so let me understand. The way you say it is, actually, Donald Trump probably cheated in 2024 to win the presidency.
I'm not going to say that he specifically cheated. What I will say to you is that whenever a party redistrict maps, whenever they get involved in gerrymandering, or they do things to prevent people from getting out to vote, it's voter suppression. And it is a form of cheating, and it does impact results. So I'm not saying he specifically did, but what I am saying is that gerrymandering, voter suppression, I don't know where you're from. Are you from Tennessee, Sean?
I'm not very far from there.
Okay, so go ahead.
I'm kind of like a state up above there. I'm in West Virginia, but I believe West Virginia is probably the same way Tennessee is.
Yeah, so in some ways you are exactly right. So I'm from Bristol, right? So if you like NASCAR or whatever, you'll know where that is. So I'm in that northeast corner, and so I'm right by Virginia, North Carolina. I'm in Tennessee, and if I drive just a hop, skip, and a jump up the road, I'm in West Virginia, right? And so what a lot of people don't realize is that Southwest Virginia used to be Democratic up until 2008, and then it changed. And there's a lot of things that go into play when you put out fake information to people. That's a problem. When you redraw maps that disadvantage people, that's a problem. And it makes it harder for people that are like lower income. They make it really hard for low income people to vote, right? So like if you lose your ID, how much does it cost where you live to get an ID? Because where I live, it's like between $25 and $30.
About $7.
Okay, so where I live, it's more expensive. And so think about that. So think about people that need to get a state ID or they need to get a driver's license in order for them to be able to vote, even though they've registered to vote, even though they've shown all their documentation in order to register to vote, right? Um, and they are living paycheck to paycheck, or maybe they're on disability income. They don't have an extra $30. And if they're in a small town or a rural town, there's no public transportation. In the big city, you got public transportation to take you different places. But in small towns, we don't have that, you know? So when you make laws like that, it actually hurts low income people from being able to vote. And that inevitably means you're hurting poor people, you're hurting people of color, you're hurting disabled people because they don't make a lot of money. Like those are the people that get hurt because the rich can always provide an ID to go vote. You know what I mean? And so those are the people, they end up electing people that are going to do policies for them and not policies for the rest of us.
Okay, I see where you're getting from. So I basically voted for a guy that kind of rigged some of the voting states.
And many of them do, yeah. Yes.
Okay.
And so this is the thing. This is why I want people to stop thinking about Democrats and Republicans. Okay? I want people to start thinking about policy and how that policy is going to impact regular people. Okay? So think about it like this. So where I'm from, the average median income is like $45,000 a year, right? That's about the average. And if you think about just the cost of groceries, the cost of your rent nowadays, your cost of all of those things, we don't need to be giving tax breaks to people that have hundreds of millions of dollars or billions of dollars. What we should be doing, and what I think is responsible of the government to do, is to be able to say, okay, listen, how do we help the folks that are working? Because guess what? When they say that most people that get assistance don't work, it's not true. Did you know that about 70% of all people that receive Medicaid actually work? Did you know that?
No, not right. Well, see, I'm disabled, so I don't know. I get discriminated if I try to get a job.
100% you do.
Hearing aids.
So, and do you know what? Okay, so this is a great example. So what we used to have, Sean, is we used to have laws in place, especially, let's just say you were going to go apply for a government job, whether that was at the post office or whether that was down at your VA, right? Whatever. So if you applied for a job with the government like that, there were programs, there were laws about being able to hire you. And so what the government had is, they call them Schedule A, Schedule B, Schedule C. It's just different labels, right? So if you were Schedule B, Sean, that means that you applied for that job. And because you have a disability, they're going to give you special consideration because they know you get discriminated against. And so they're going to want to hire you to try to level the playing field for people like you with disabilities. They did the same thing for veterans. A veteran would get special consideration because they'd served their country, right? I'm a veteran. And so there would be different buckets. And the Trump administration, that's called affirmative action. Affirmative action doesn't mean you take away jobs for some people. Affirmative action is an executive order that JFK did, right? And here's all it says. It says, listen, if you're a federal department or you're a private company that gets government funding, then you have to be proactive to make sure that people that are disabled, people that are minorities, people that are veterans, you have to have practices that make sure those people don't get discriminated against so they can get decent paying jobs. That's what affirmative action really is. And so when this administration went into office and said, we are getting rid of any DEI, any special considerations, that now means, Sean, if you go to apply for a job at the VA or at a government place, even if it's just working in the mailroom sorting mail, you no longer get a special consideration to make sure that you get the opportunity. You would have gotten that before, but Trump's administration did away with that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. And
that understands why I can't get any work with this company, because of that affirmative action would take it away.
No, affirmative action would have given it to you, but he took affirmative action. He took that away. Affirmative action would have helped you. What you needed was somebody to help you walk through the system. So, for example, if you applied for a job, you needed someone to advocate for you, right? And be able to say, hey, listen, right? This person has a disability. What are your policies that, or is he being discriminated against? What are the other accommodations? So there's a law called DEIA, and that A is called accessibility. That's the program. It's DEIA. Because you are hearing impaired, right? They need to be able to provide tools and resources that give you access to what every other employee can have. So
who do I turn to for that stuff?
Yeah, so there are people, and there's not as many as there used to be, right? I know that DEI and affirmative action are not the same. I did not say that they are. I specifically outlined, sorry, Sean, give me just a second. I specifically outlined that they are two different things. They are not the same. I am aware of what DEIA is, and I know exactly what affirmative action is. I'm trying to give Sean a basic understanding of how those two things work to provide opportunities for people that you wouldn't normally have them. So let me look in West Virginia. Let me see, and I'll tell you what organization that would help you. Disability advocate, because you need a disability advocate. So there's an organization called Disability Rights of West Virginia. Okay. And do you have a pen or paper?
Get me one.
Okay, go get one, and I'm going to give you the number. Right, Daniel, reasonable accommodations. Yeah, and the transit that you do have probably is only going to be working Monday through Friday, maybe part-time on Saturdays. It usually doesn't run at night. You know what I mean?
Give me that number.
Okay. The number is 304 346.
346.
Yep, 0847.
Okay, I write that down.
Yeah, so
what was that name of that again?
Yep, it's called the Disability Rights of West Virginia.
Okay, I'm going to give them a call. Maybe they can help me out. But like I said, I have many skills. I have skills in warehousing.
Mm-hmm.
I have skills in janitor work.
Mm-hmm.
I have like 15, 20 years in it.
Yeah.
I can't get a job in it because of my hearing.
Yeah.
I just say feel that if I can't hear them, I'm just not knowing them.
Yeah, no, and there's something when you talk about work settings, there's something called reasonable accommodations, right? And it's just like me. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example, Sean. I'm a disabled veteran, right? And I've had 4 surgeries on my right knee, and I've had 3 procedures on my back. So if I sit at a desk for a long time, like even if I'm live, they see me. I change positions all the time. I have to shift in my seat. I've got a little special cushion thing here. If I were in a cubicle working, the company that I work for would have to provide reasonable accommodations for me, which means like a cushion for my seat or a little stool for my legs or allow me to get up and walk around every so often. There's different reasonable accommodations. And so all it is when you look at the different jobs that are available to you, as long as it's not a safety hazard, right? Whether you are like a janitor at a school, which schools get government funding, so they are covered by the Individuals with Disabilities Act, all of those different things.
Wait a minute. The store I've been trying to work at for years has been Walmart. I fill out applications, I fill out the paper, all that stuff, but they won't consider my application.
Yeah, I would ask.
I keep getting denied.
Okay, let me just look real quick. Walmart. So there's actually been so the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, that's the EEOC, they've actually sued Walmart for not supplying reasonable accommodations for employees, right? And so and this is more than once. Let me just be clear. They sued them this year. They also sued them in 2021. A federal jury, there was a disability discrimination case against Walmart that resulted in a $125 million verdict against them. So I would absolutely be talking to the disabilities services, the number that I just gave you, those advocates, because this is a pattern of behavior that they have. So,
okay.
Yeah. So I would take a look at those types of things, because what you need is an advocate. And this is, hey, Facts people, thanks for joining. What you need is an advocate. You just need someone to help you navigate the systems and, and the different programs that are out there. So when you contact the Disability Rights of West Virginia organization, ask them about advocates that they might have within their office, or if they even have, because they may have other contacts with other organizations that can help you.
Okay. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. This is the part that is important, Sean, because if people just start to talk about like your everyday situation, you get away from the rhetoric about red and blue and Republican and Democrat. You just start to talk about who's got the policies that are going to help me, who's got the programs that are going to benefit me and my family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what matters. Those are the people that you want going to bat for you, not people that are going to keep handing corporations like Walmart. Do you know that Walmart they're one of the largest corporations in the country, as you know, but their employees make up a good percentage of the people that still need to be on SNAP benefits and Medicaid. It's because they don't want to pay people a livable wage. You know what I mean? They don't want to pay people. Yeah. So, you got any other questions?
So basically, Donald Trump takes away the lower income families' rights or income and give it to the higher up.
Yep, that's what that one big beautiful bill did. Okay, so it provided tax cuts for everybody. Are you on Medicaid?
I have Medicaid and Medicare.
Okay, do you also get SNAP?
Yeah.
Okay, honey. So somebody needs to walk alongside you and make sure that you're going to be good to go. Because here's the thing. Um, what has happened as a result of that one big beautiful bill is we are going to see people losing their benefits over the next 9 years. Okay, that one big beautiful bill it provided all of these tax breaks to really rich people, and in order to pay for those tax breaks, other people are going to have to pay more for their health insurance, and more people are not going to get their SNAP benefits. So I have will one of my subscribers, well, one of my moderators, will somebody message Sean for me? And can Sean, I'm going to have somebody message you from my team. They will get, do you have an email address?
Yeah.
Okay. I will get your email address. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you specific information about West Virginia and Medicaid and SNAP. Okay. So let me give you, just to kind of give you the deal. Hold on one second. It is, who did it? Not KFF. That's Medicaid. I need, you guys, what's the site that did the calculations for the OBB? Hold on. Let me get it for you real quick. All right, got it. So I believe it was Centers for American Progress. KFF did one as well, but here we go. I got it. Let me make sure that this is the one that I want. Senators. Give me 1 second, Sean. I want to give you this real quick. Got it. Okay. This makes me okay. So this is an estimate. So here's what a bunch of experts did. They looked at the one big beautiful bill that was passed, and then they actually broke it down by congressional district. Sandy sent you a message, Sean. So look for a message from Sandy. Thank you, Sandy. And they actually outlined how many people in that congressional district are gonna potentially lose their SNAP benefits and or their Medicaid benefits between now and 2034. So what I'll do is when you respond back to Sandy's message, she will give her your email. She's going to give it to me. I'm going to send you an email that's going to have the numbers for West Virginia, for the congressional districts, with some numbers for your representatives. And you're going to need to call your representatives so that you can tell them about your situation. And if you want, somebody from my community can help you, so that, because you want to write it in a way, so you want to be able to say to them, listen, I'm disabled. I look for work. I get denied because I'm disabled. I have SNAP and I have Medicaid, right? And I want to work. I want to be productive. And yet these things that are being passed are going to hurt me, and make them help you. And so we can help you learn how to write that email and give them your information in a way that that they know exactly what you're talking about. I'll give you the links to the bills and all the numbers, and we'll help you figure out who to contact. Okay. Okay. So you make sure that you stay around here. I'm gonna follow you so that I'll know you when you message me. But respond back to Sandy's message. She sent you a direct message. So I want you to respond back to her, give her your email, and that way we can send you the information that you need. And in the meantime, contact the Disability Rights Organization of West Virginia.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're very welcome. If you have any trouble, come back when I'm live and we'll help you, okay?
Okay, I will.
All right, honey. Have a good one.
You too.
Okay, bye. So, this is the thing that I want people to take from that entire conversation, okay? Is this is what I wish, is that we could just start talking to people in everyday language, right? If you talk to people in everyday language, they will get it, right? And now you've equipped them. Notice I didn't tell him, I didn't say Trump cheated. I didn't say that. I didn't say Republicans cheat. I didn't say any of that. I explained how gerrymandering works. And I explained how people can end up winning an election because of low voter turnout. Thanks, Angie. Right? And then he goes, oh, so in other words, da 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 da. And what I love about that, for him, he already sent you his email. Whoop, whoop, go, Sean. So what I love about that is he figured it out for himself. So, like, there's this thing that we always say, right? When you tell people something, they doubt it, right? When they say it, they believe it. And all it is giving people, he came up with the conclusion, Darius, exactly. And so all it is being able to talk to people in a way that they can be heard, right? And they can get it. And here's my thing. One of the things that I wish people would stop saying, I cannot stand it when DC Dirty Girl, I make $12 an hour, yet you think my tax numbers need to go to people who make $18.25 an hour. No, DC Dirty, that's not the way that it works. So what you understand, for example, if you make less than, so we'll talk about like some of the proposals from last year. If you made less than $400,000 a year, right, your taxes would not have gone up under the Harris administration. And it's crazy to me that you're complaining that your taxes might go to support somebody who makes $18 an hour, but you're not complaining that your taxes are going to go to someone making $18,000 an hour. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense to me that you're more upset about the possibility, even though it would not happen, that your dollars might go to help somebody making 18, but you're not saying anything about your dollars going to help somebody that's making $18,000 an hour. Make it make sense. Yep, I saw it come through. Thanks, Sandy. Boy, bye. I'm not doing any Islamophobia today. None. So, what I really wish that the people in office would start doing is having conversations with people in a way that represents their everyday life, their everyday experience. It's not, he's on the phone with them now. Y'all, Sean has already called the Disability Rights Association of West Virginia. I love that for him. I love that for him. Right? But do you see? So let me just show you. All that is give somebody an understanding and a direction. That's it. You know, that's it. It's just about helping us advocate for ourselves and advocating for other people. That's it. You know? Right. Bunny smile. Sean said, let's go. This is why I cuss people like Christoph out. right? Is because he's too busy virtue signaling and condemning other people who aren't doing what he thinks they should be doing. But are you taking your time to help the average person? Right? That's it. You know what my hope is? My hope is he has a track record of all of those denials, and I hope there's an advocate that can put him in touch with the EEOC since there's an active lawsuit happening, right? I'm hopeful that someone takes a look at what he has to see could he get a cut of anything that's happened, right? And so this to me is what community looks like, right? And so I'm live I'm live everywhere right now, folks. So I'm live on TikTok, I'm live on Substack, YouTube, and Facebook. And so and then I will do my best to remember to clip it, although someone may have to remind me, and I'll clip it and I can send it out. If you are not on my email list, thanks, find out. If you're not on my email list, I have a sign up form that is in Salam Amal, that is in my link tree, and you can click that, give me your email address, and you'll be on my email list. And so if I post them or send things out or I do clips, then you'll be able to receive those as well. Right. Yeah. So happy girl. I am just feeling really confident in Afton's win today. I just really am. I think what people see when they see her is just a person that cares. They see somebody that walks the walk and walks the talk, and all of that. Yeah, it's going to be a good day. What's up, Petal? And so I think that this is what people are craving. Folks, that is how Zoran Mamdani won. Who was on the picket line with Starbucks workers in New York yesterday? Anybody know? It was Zoran and Bernie. It was Zoran and Bernie. But what's crazy is he's been doing this since before he was running for mayor. When he was a city council person, he went on a hunger strike with taxi workers. A hunger strike. You talk about walking the damn talk, y'all. Name for me another politician that has gone on a hunger strike with workers in the city. So if yeah, I put it somewhere. Yeah. So let me just say this. I say this all the time. People do not care how much you know. Finish it for me. For those of you guys who have followed me for a long time, what's the rest? People do not care how much you know until what? I'm waiting for y'all to type it out. Until they know how much you care. You got it. Look at that. I love it. Every training that I do, that is like slide number 3 or slide number 4. Right? Every training that I do, every workshop that I do, that's like slide number 3, slide number 4. Because it's true. People do not care how much you know until they know how much you care. Right? And that is why you have to lead with what's in their best interest, not telling them, but asking them, finding out from them, seeing what people need. Don't tell them, ask. Right? DJ, you're hilarious. So, Everett Jones, I would happily talk to your MAGA family. I talk to MAGA people often on this app. Often. Welcome back, Sean. I heard you already made a phone call. I love that. But you see, so let me just say this, y'all. It's really important that we stop labeling people in a way that makes them seem unreachable. Because what I have learned time and time again is that people are people at the end of every day. Yeah, but so Everett, it doesn't work exactly that way. Do you mind to come up and I'll show you? He said, I really want to work. I know you do. Everett, can you request as well for me? What's up, Sean? What'd they say?
They have to get back with me in a day or two.
Okay. And
with an advocate.
Yes, I love that. So see, now you'll have an advocate. And what I'll do, so that gives me time to put together an email for you. And then what I'll do is in that email is I will write like a list of questions for you to have for your advocate. Okay. And that way it'll give you just like a kind of a direction to go in the conversation.
Okay, I really appreciate it because, like I said, I like to work and everything.
Yeah.
Being on SSI doesn't pay my bills or my rent.
Right.
See, I only make $987, and it don't pay over $1,000 worth of rent.
Right. Right. Yeah. And that's the thing.
Not to mention the landlord that charge first month rent, last month rent, and the security deposit.
Exactly.
That's almost $2,000.
Exactly. Yeah. And none of that is doable for people. None of that is doable. Yeah. And so that's part of the thing that we're talking about is, so I'll tell you something else. So did you know that there used to be a regulation, there used to be a law that, let's just say that there was a house for sale in your town. And there used to be a law that said that house has to stay on the market to be purchased by a regular person for a year before a corporation can buy it, right? Under the first...
I never knew that.
Yep. But under the first Trump administration, he got rid of that regulation. And so that is why a lot of homes all across the country have been purchased by companies like BlackRock and other capital venture capital folks. And that's why houses that you used to be able to rent for $800 a month or $1,100 a month, these corporations have bought them and they've jacked the rent up on them, and now people can't afford their housing anymore.
Wow, the way you're talking, I kind of, I don't know, just like this guy Trump.
Yeah, it's not.
You're putting it, man. I'm like, damn, I just wasted my vote on an idiot.
He's definitely not for regular people. He's not for regular people. And there's no...
He's basically all for the rich buddies.
Yeah, you got it.
Wow. Okay. I said that time I won't do. If they're mentioning something about rich people, I won't vote for the person then.
That's right. And so that's going to be the things we want to start talking about. If they're going to take away policies and programs that help regular people, you can bet that they are cutting things from regular people so that it goes to rich people. And that's not the way that it's supposed to be.
Okay. Explain me about what policies are good and what policies are bad.
Okay, let's do that. All right. So
when I determine who I want to vote for.
Yes. So, okay. So when you're looking at who you're going to vote for, there are 4 main categories that I think most things come back to. And those 4 things are healthcare, education, housing, and then economics, like jobs or taxes, things like that. Okay. So the way that I tell people to remember it is it's called he. So HEHE, healthcare, education, housing, economics, or like how do we make money? How do we survive? Right. And so under healthcare, we have a healthcare system that is broken, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, we do. And here are some of the problems that we have with healthcare. So we've got a lot of consolidation. Now, I don't know how old you are, but I'm old enough to remember when MCI merged with Ma Bell. You remember that? And
Yeah. I'm
yeah.
53 if I just want to know.
Oh, well, we're almost the same age. I'm 52. So in the 80s, remember when they broke them up because competition is good. But I bet where you live, almost every hospital, I would say you maybe have two different people that own hospitals around the area, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so when they consolidate power like that and they eliminate competition, prices go up. So you are looking for someone when they talk about healthcare, you're looking for someone that says things like healthcare should be accessible and affordable to everyone. You're looking for people that say healthcare is a human right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And so go ahead.
But why can't they make it universal where everybody can get it and don't have to pay, I don't know, this high doctor fees?
And that's what some people want to do. So there are people that are in Congress that want us to have universal health care. And here's who doesn't want that to happen. The big billionaires that own the healthcare systems and that own the hospitals, right? So those people send money to people running for office so that those people vote against universal health care. That's what happens. So
the way you're saying, I'm kind of one of those don't change the party.
yeah, so and that might be what's best. And so like for me, I don't necessarily hello Roger. I haven't joined a particular party, but I vote off of policy, right? And so because I vote off of policy, most of the time I'm going to be voting for a Democratic candidate because while they're not perfect, they are better for the average person than the Republican Party tends to be, right? So when you hear people talk about universal health care, Medicare for all, or having health care that is affordable and accessible, that's a candidate that you want to talk to. That's a candidate that is working for your best interest. Okay.
That's like, for example, I should have went with Harris
instead
of this guy.
Yeah.
But there was some issues in there. I didn't know. Like, I don't know. She didn't have actual policies that I thought didn't help, but in a way it would have helped.
Yeah, her policies would have helped you. So for example, like we were just talking about rent, right? So one of her policies was to actually take on those big venture capitalists that are buying up the houses and that are working together to make rent high everywhere. She was actually taking on those people to be able to make rent affordable. She actually even had some programs that were in her policies to help people who were first-time home buyers get 10 grand.
Yeah, but let me explain this one. But see, I would be a full-time home buyer, but I won't be able to get that $25,000 that goes to the bank, won't? Right?
So the $25 grand it's part of your down payment and whatever you might need for the house. And so even though the money is going to the bank, it's money that you don't have to pay because when you purchase a house, you got to put down a down payment, right? So that money would have made it so that was money you didn't have to come up with. A down payment for a house, especially for people that maybe they don't have stellar credit, right? It makes it very difficult.
Like me, I don't have very good credit because of these high doctor bills and before I got on the Medicare.
Okay, so here's another thing. So this is something that just recently happened. So there are several states across the country that those individual states passed laws so that medical debt couldn't be on your credit report. And it helped a lot of people. Donald Trump just did away with, he introduced, hold on, I just told people about it. Trump medical debt. Here it is. So the Trump administration is clawing back authority over states' medical debt protection. So he's actually making it so that people who have medical debt, that debt does go on their credit report and does count against them. But it had been done so that didn't hurt people. And there were a lot of people that were able to, their credit improved because that medical debt didn't count against them, right? But he literally just 1 month ago, I'll make a note. I'm going to include the link to this for you so that you can read it. He literally is clawing back the medical debt, right? And it hurts people. It hurts a lot of people. And so these are the,
especially me.
Yeah.
Because before I got on this medical stuff, I had to go to emergency squad, and I'm getting charged almost $5,000.
Yep.
Which I don't have.
And that's the thing that a lot of people, that's the key right there. So here's how universal health care would be better for all of us. Okay, so follow me, Sean. If you don't have health insurance, that means you don't have a primary care physician. You don't have a doctor that you go to regular, right? So if you get a strep throat, if you get the flu, if you get, whatever, you're not going to your regular doctor. You're going to have to go to the emergency room, which means it's going to cost you and the hospital more money because you don't have insurance. And the other thing that happens is when people don't have insurance and they don't get to go for regular checkups, then they don't know that they have big diseases until it's really too late, right? So if you go every single year and you get a checkup, then you would know if your blood work was off. You would know if you were going to have cancer or diabetes or whatever. But when you don't have insurance, you don't get to do preventative care. So by the time you find out something's wrong, it costs a whole lot of money to fix, and it's money that you don't have.
So basically, Donald Trump is attacking the ACA program.
Yes.
Wow. That is something new.
Yeah. And so what's really scary for people right now is in ACA, so here's the thing. Health insurance companies didn't want to cover everybody because, it's going to cost them more money, and they don't like to share their profits, right? So what the government said was, here's what we will do. The government will give a tax subsidy, right, to help cover the cost of that premium. And that way the insurance company gets money from the government, right? And then they are willing to cover the rest of us because you and I are the same age. Remember, there was a time when we couldn't get health insurance if you had a pre-existing condition, right? Yeah. Right now, go ahead.
I have a sister that is, my mom, she's like type 3 diabetic.
Mm-hmm.
And she has no insurance.
Right. And so right now, she could purchase insurance from the marketplace if it was affordable, right? But what's going to happen is people that have been buying their health insurance from the ACA marketplace, let's just say that they were paying $200 a month before for that insurance. If they let the tax subsidies expire at the end of this year, those people, some of them are going to have to pay like $1,200 a month for their insurance per month. Can you imagine?
Yeah, but let me ask this. Since I'm on Medicare and Medicaid and I get like that. What is that? United Healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
So my premiums will still go up even though it's funded by the government.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have to look for that next month. Because right now it says I don't owe any premiums.
Okay, well, and hopefully you'll stay that way and you won't lose your Medicaid, because some people are going to lose it. And so that's the part that we want to be concerned about. But you want to stay on top of it, make sure that you're not going to lose yours and that you're going to be covered and you're going to be okay.
Okay. So let me, is there a site or whatever that can help me look for that stuff?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or for that?
Yep. I'm going to make, it's in my notes for you and I'll help you. Yep.
Okay. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So you have Medicare and Medicaid?
Yeah, I get Medicaid through my SSI.
Okay.
And I get the other one through welfare for DHHR.
Okay. All right. So yeah. Well, and this is the other thing. Yeah, he's going to need extra help. So because so under the Trump administration, they closed a bunch of the Social Security offices. So people are now having to call and they have longer wait times because they don't have local offices that they can just go into and talk to people, you know? So
yeah, I know what you mean, because I'll be on the call with SSI for almost 3-4 hours.
yes. Yep. And it shouldn't be that way. It should not be that way. We should be able to pick up the phone and it shouldn't be this difficult. So let me share this with you. For your other medical bills, this is something that's important, okay? Every hospital has something called charity care, okay? Which if it's a nonprofit hospital, which many of them all are, but there's something called charity care. Every hospital has to give a certain amount of their health care for free for people that qualify, that they don't have because they don't make enough money. Okay. And so what happens is that, so one of the things that would be helpful with your medical bills that you have, Sean, is to find out, did you qualify for charity care from those hospitals? So for example, I know based on what you just told me about your disability, you should qualify, because what it is whatever the federal poverty guidelines are for that year. So let's just say, I'm just using fake numbers, but let's just say you're you're one person and you can't make more than, let's just say the federal poverty guidelines is $10,000 a year. I'm just using easy numbers. So the hospital says you can make up to 225% of that number and still qualify for either free healthcare or discounted care. So let's just say you make $18,000 a year. Well, you still would be able to qualify. Right, DJ, I know.
Well, I make $12,000 a year with my SSI.
Yep. And so you would be able to qualify for charity care from the hospitals.
The hospitals never tell me that stuff when I go visit them.
Yep, and they're supposed to.
They hide that from the patient.
Yes. So next time you go to the hospital, you need to, before anybody discharges you, you need to ask to speak to a case manager. A case manager is somebody that, and you ask them, what do I qualify for charity care or financial assistance? And there's a packet that they will give you where you fill out and you give information to them. But all of that, you just have to know to, and most people don't know to ask. Most people don't know to ask. And that's why I'm saying this is why more advocates are needed to help people.
Yeah. Well, I'm one of them. I just go in and say, yeah, you know what's going on and stuff like that. And I take the word for it.
Yeah. Because we think that we're supposed to be able to trust them, right? They're but here's the thing, the doctors aren't involved in the billing. So the doctors aren't going to bring it up. This is why. No, Pastor Mitchell, it doesn't depend on the state if it's a nonprofit hospital. And the reason why it doesn't depend on if it's a state is because a nonprofit hospital gets that nonprofit status through the IRS. And so it's a federal requirement. It's a federal requirement for those hospitals.
Okay, let me I don't know what this hospital is. It's St. Joseph Hospital. Would they be classified as a nonprofit hospital?
Well, hold on, I can look it up for you. It's St. Joseph's right there in West Virginia.
Yeah, I live in Buchanan.
Okay. All right. So, yep, they are. They sure are. Yep.
They are profit or nonprofit?
They are a nonprofit hospital. I'm actually looking at their nonprofit tax returns. They are a 501c3. They made $122 million in revenue in 2023, in fiscal year 2023. Yeah. So yeah, they're a nonprofit.
So they will make less money compared to a profit hospital.
Nope, that's not what it means. That's not what it means. Yep. So listen, so nonprofit hospitals can still make a ton of money. A ton of money. Being a nonprofit or a for-profit doesn't mean one makes more money than the other. What it means is they are willing to do different guidelines and the structure of their business is different. So a nonprofit hospital has to go through, they don't have to pay any taxes, but because they are not going to pay any taxes, there are certain things that they have to do for the IRS, which is give charity care to a certain percentage of their patients. And they have to actually report it on their tax returns, right? So a for-profit hospital will absolutely have to pay taxes. One of them is going to have, they're both going to have board of directors, but they're going to have, they're going to have like trustees and the others are going to have, shareholders, you know what I mean? So it's different. And they do write off a certain amount of that charity care. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
I'm going to have to check into this charity care stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll actually probably help me a big time.
Yeah.
Maybe some of my family members and friends.
Yep. And you also want to look at, so I'm just going to give you, so listen to this. Yes, nonprofit hospitals are legally required to provide charity care to maintain their tax exempt status under the ACA. And then there's specific eligibility criteria that they have, and it's going to be in their financial assistance. So like just now I was on St. Joseph's Hospital, and I'm just going to go straight to their website. And I'm going to go to financial assistance. Okay, so I'm specifically on hold on, make sure I'm where I want to be. Yep, I'm at WVU. I'm on their financial assistance page. And I'll send you this in your email. And it'll say like who is eligible, how do I apply, what is covered. But I'll send you, and it tells you like what the federal poverty limit is. And it will do it up to 200% of the federal poverty limit. So, so I'll do that. And then you just need to see if your disability advocate can help you navigate this, to help get some of the things that's resolved for you that you already have. Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm glad you opened my eyes to Donald Trump. I thought he was a good guy, but when you're talking, he's I don't want to say the word.
Yeah, no, he's not a good person for people. And yeah, and it doesn't matter what party he belongs to.
For him.
Yeah, it's for rich people, right? That's it.
Okay.
It's crazy, but that's it. It's amazing that they have $170 million to buy a jet, but they don't want to put the money in for SNAP benefits so people can eat. Do you know that he actually? So remember when SNAP benefits weren't getting paid out earlier in November?
Yeah, I remember that. But the way I was doing it, I was blaming Democrats for it. But actually, it's Donald Trump doing it.
And he literally went to court. He actually sued to try to not give people their food stamps.
Yeah, I read about that.
Yeah. And that's
so
the thing.
Basically, the Democrats were fighting to keep that and everything else.
Yeah.
And the Republicans are taking it.
Yes. And the Democrats are fighting to keep the healthcare subsidies as part of the program so that people can still keep their health care.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate open my eyes to this guy.
You're very welcome. You make sure you come back anytime, and I'll.
If I'm changing party, I'm going to change party, and I'm going Democrat. I'm going to go all blue.
Well, I am all for that. I'm happy to help you out, and if you follow me, what I do when I'm live is as we get closer to elections, we talk about different candidates and we talk about their policies and we go through all of those things. So as we approach the midterms, if you're still following me, then you'll be able to ask questions about your candidate and hear all about those kind of things.
The only candidate I have right now is Shelley Moore Capito.
Okay. I'll have to look up and see who that is.
And she's a Republican.
Capito. Yeah, so what?
I have no idea I don't know who's the Democrat candidate.
So that's what you need to find out. So Capito's challengers. So I'm looking right now. So there are. So that person's a Republican that's challenging. I need to look to see if you have a Democratic challenger. But what I will do is I'll also, in the email that I send you, I'll send you a link and a phone number for the West Virginia Democratic Party. And that way you can actually call them and they'll tell you who's running. Okay.
I appreciate it. I'm waiting on a phone call from my caseworker on that.
Okay.
If I get any more. Right now, I'm getting less food stamps for all these high food costs.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm only getting $126.
Yeah, that's definitely not enough. It's not enough to live on. It's not enough to. Yeah.
Yeah, because I try to buy the cheaper stuff, but the beef and meat and stuff like that is getting out of hand.
It's very out of hand. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so
I appreciate your input and real help and everything.
Yeah.
And I definitely would be voting Democrat this year.
Okay.
In the November election.
I love it. You let me know, and I'll get this email out to you by tomorrow. That way you have it when they call you back. Okay.
Okay, I will.
All right, honey. You have a good one.
You too.
Okay. Bye bye. Wow. Like, holy geez, right? Everett, I see you. Let me do me a favor. Let me take a drink really quick. Hey, Mary, I appreciate you guys. I heard him, Lisa Loves. I heard him. So this is the part that I love about. So for me, are we talking politics? We are, but we're actually just talking about policy and people. And what we need, and just saying it in a way that everybody can get. So one of the biggest things that I will share with you is when you are talking to people, make sure that you are using verbiage and language that resonates with them, right? One of the biggest things that I had an issue with last year was people talking above or talking down to people. Yeah, Sean is definitely going to help other people, right? 100%. And so, yeah, that lesson helped him immediately. He was immediately on the phone, and he messaged you saying thank you. I love that. I love that. And so, folks, this is the work. There are some people that sometimes people will say things to me and they'll go, well, you ain't accomplishing anything. Well, maybe not to your standard, but to my standard, I am. For every Sean, for every Felix, for every Sherry, for every Southern accent, for every Brevin, for every, all of the people that we've talked to like that, right? Right, Stacy D, not a maggot, just misinformed. That's it, just misinformed. And I think that people need to really understand that. They have preyed on people. Y'all do get that, right? They have taken particular groups of people and preyed on them. Appreciate you, blessed and grateful. And so you got to give folks a little grace. That's it. Right, that aha moment. No, I don't think so, Christine. And one of the reasons why I don't, so the question that Christine asked was, is he in danger of being talked out of it once his circle shows up? I don't think so. And the reason why is because he's already taken a step and activated it. He's already reached out to, he's gotten help. Ain't nobody else helped him. This is what I'm saying, folks. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. When you show up and you help, people tend to overlook whatever political party they think you might lean to. And if you notice, I kept saying, I'm not a registered Democrat or a Republican, but he literally was like, I'm changing parties. You know what I mean? Yeah, Chris, we can talk about that. I think Everett, the conversation I'm about to have with Everett might help with that. But hey, Everett, how are you? Welcome to the panel.
Hi, sorry, couldn't get to my phone. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm good. Okay, so you said you wish that would work on your MAGA family.
Yeah.
Share with me a little bit about how your conversations usually go.
So, I had a lot of conversations back during Trump's first term, and I will admit that there was a lot more hostility and frustration on both sides. And I will say that because I was the one who was getting kind of marginalized, and I say that knowing that I'm a cishet white man. So,
okay.
But no, I mean, I knew that the people that the things I was trying to care about in my community and in the country were the ones that Donald Trump was explicitly attacking. And so there was bad conversations back in his first term. When it came time for re-election, my wife was actually pregnant.
Okay.
And that this was after Roe was overturned. So I made it very clear that Donald Trump went to the justices who lied under oath to make that happen.
Yep.
I made it clear that my wife's hospital actually, if she needed life-saving care in the form of a termination of the pregnancy, she couldn't get it at the hospital that her OBGYN was at.
Mm-hmm.
This is because there was not an anesthesiologist who would perform their role
Mm-hmm.
in an AB, regardless of circumstance. And again, this was due to policies put in place by the Trump administration. And specifically with SCOTUS, I told my parents, Donald Trump, if Alito and Thomas do retire sometime in the next 4 years, Donald Trump, a single man, will have appointed 5 of 9 Supreme Court justices.
Mm-hmm.
That, to me, is a non-starter. Like, it's not just party, it is one man.
Right.
And so I communicated that to them. And I listened to them when they would complain about property taxes going up. And like you mentioned with Blackstone and the regulations that were removed to protect individual homeowners from inflationary pricing of housing, I would talk to them about that. And I'd say, it sucks. And I think these regulations need to come back. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem likely because people are making money off of it. And my family's very much a go along to get along type.
Okay.
And so they would rather just agree, move on, not talk about it anymore, and then go ahead and vote for who they wanted to vote for in the first place.
Right. So we're just not going to talk about it. We're just going to pretend like it's not an issue.
Yeah, well, not just not talk about it, but when I bring it up, they'll get defensive until they decide that they don't want to have an argument, and then they'll agree and then go ahead and ignore everything I said.
Okay. Hey, Doug. All right. So let's talk about that. When I do workshops, and we've done one specifically on influencing your family and your friends and all of that, right? I typically will do something at the very end where I will just like off the cuff role play with people. Okay. And what I do is I play you and you play your family. And you have to stay in character. And we have to talk about like what are the main issues that you guys talk about. Okay. And you just have to roll with it with me to see what I'm talking about. Okay. And you got to trust me on this part because like while I'm listening to you, I'm hearing all the things that you told them, and all the facts that you gave them. And all of that is great. What tends to happen though, a lot of times is if you tell them, they don't get it. You have to ask the questions that lead them to where you want them to go. Now, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of how the house, again, this talking about the issues that they cared about, which was things like housing prices and which was impacting their property taxes. They refused to see the correlation between because initially when it came to property taxes, I was like, yeah, that seems ridiculous that, the property taxes are that high. Mm-hmm. And they'd relate it to state, local, and county assessors that had, just evaluated the property too high, rather than understand that the overall housing market has been inflationary for the last 20 years. Since, it happened leading up to 2008, and then we just didn't learn anything from 2008 and kept going. And in fact, poured kerosene on the fire. So I they refused to acknowledge the fact that their home being worth more was not a problem with the assessor, but with the overall housing market.
So in that conversation, because you said it like a couple of times now, they refuse to acknowledge, or they refuse to see da 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 da. And so if they believe that it's a problem with the assessor, right? Did they request a reassessment or an independent assessment? They did, and they were both the same.
Mhm.
Got it.
Yeah.
So what are their arguments against? Because I'm guessing that these conversations were about the difference between voting for Kamala Harris versus voting for Donald Trump last year.
Generally speaking.
Okay.
I think there's a significant amount of racism and misogyny in their choice, because they would also point out that, yes, they thought Donald Trump was a garbage human being. And this is a conversation I had even after the election.
Okay.
But they knew that Kamala Harris would not get the respect that the office deserves internationally. So it's not them being misogynist and racist. It's the international community.
Oh.
To which, when I point out, the fact that England had a queen for so damn long, or that Germany's prime minister is a woman, or there are no arguments in defense of their side, because it's just vibes.
Okay.
It is, I don't think.
Yeah. So this is
get the respect.
So the thing that I would have said to them, and so I don't know how familiar you are, but much of Kamala Harris's work during the Biden-Harris administration was specifically rebuilding international relationships. She actually, that was her role as VP. She traveled abroad. Oh my gosh, I forget how many damn trips she took. I used to know the number right off the top of my head. Internationally, she is the one who went to the Northern Triangle and worked with private corporations around the world to get $8 billion of investments into that region to help build that infrastructure to slow migration from the Northern Triangle countries to the United States of America. So when people say that, they wouldn't, right? I think the question for me is just simply, so you responded with, but look over here, but look over here, but look over here. My question would be, so how do you know that?
And I did make that point as well, where I'm like, well, as VP, she did work, when you say borders are, what she was actually doing was working with finding root causes of immigration from the triangle through the southern border. And all the trips that she took internationally. And to which they responded, yeah, but Donald Trump would have done better. Look, he met with North Korea, that's
and they mocked him and bullied him.
I know that. But they were using that.
But that's not really, so let me just, hey, Carla, let me just say this, that whole thing about other countries, that's a bullshit excuse. That's not really why your family didn't vote for her.
I'm aware.
So, but did you call that out? Did you say that's not it?
Yeah.
And what did you say? In what way?
Practice to call that out.
And what
where I say, if you're going to say that it's the international community, then that sounds like a problem with the international community.
That's not calling it out, though.
It does not mean that you reinforcing racism and misogyny. You're reinforcing it by saying, well, because racism and misogyny, I'm going to reinforce that.
Okay, so here's the thing. So here's the thing because you gotta. So my conversation would have gone something like this, right? This is what I would say is, so this conversation has been really helpful, because, you've actually said to me that you believe he's a trash human being, who's just not a good person. And it is enlightening for me to realize that rather than vote for a decent person who you don't know whether they will do a great job internationally, you'd rather vote for a human being that you know is a trash human being and has low moral values. That's an eye opener for me, because I would never expect anybody in my family to say, I'm going to vote for the person that I know is a horrible person, that is not a good person, that is just a trash human being, over a possibility that someone else might not get a certain level of respect because of her gender. But now that I know what to expect and what not to expect from you. Thanks.
Dani, I love that approach. I really do. I would not have been given enough time to actually make that.
I promise you, there's a way that you can do it. I promise you. And I
actually, I'm sorry.
That's
I
okay.
didn't mean to cut.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I had a conversation talking about how more people unalived, more Americans unalived under DJT in his first term than during the Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one facet of what I was saying as part of a larger argument about how he did in his first term.
Mm-hmm.
And before I even finished, my dad pulled out his phone to fact check me.
Mm-hmm.
And stopped listening while he was fact checking me in real time, only to find out that I was right. But by percentage, it doesn't count. So, and I.
But this is my thing. That's all about facts, right? That's about fact checking and checking to see this and arguing about him. We're no longer going to make this about Donald Trump, because you've already told me he's a shitty person. You've already told me that you believe that this guy is not a good person. So I'm not going to try to tell you how bad he is, because you've already told me you agree. So all I want to know is, thanks for letting me know that, because that tells me something I didn't know about you. As my parents, I never thought as your kid there would come a day when I would be standing in front of you and you would be saying to me, I can't vote for her because maybe people won't respect her. And I know he's a horrible guy that said I grab him by their vajayjays, but that's what I'm going to do. And so I'm not going to tell you anything bad about Donald Trump anymore, because you already told me he's a horrible person. Cool. And now that I know my parents are willing to overlook all of those things, rather than vote for someone who is overly qualified and just might not be accepted, we can just leave it where it is. Now I know who you are.
And I've had that conversation since, and I've been very low contact with my parents ever since. It is a really difficult balance because, like I said, my wife was pregnant, so we have a 10-month-old. And we have a 7-year-old, and they deserve to have grandparents. But I struggle seeing them as my parents because they do not have the values of the people that raised me.
But have you said that to them?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a way to say it. God, I need to do another workshop. There's a way to say it.
Please, I will gladly.
Yeah, we got to do another workshop. I am doing one workshop a week from tomorrow. That workshop is going to be how we stop the madness. So tomorrow, the link to register for that workshop will be in my link tree. Workshops are always free. I don't charge for workshops. If people want to, do a little love donation or whatever, you can, but I don't ever charge for them. Subscribers got the link yesterday so that they could subscribe because it's capped at 100 people. And tomorrow I will put the link in my link tree. So We will be talking about this as part of that as well. Because there's a way when you have this conversation, because so like you can't do the now I know who you are when you're in the middle of like an argument or things have become heated or there's like frustration or whatever. There's a way that you navigate it, that it is really impactful and it matters. And the key is after you do it and you say it, you hush. Right. It's very non-combatant, but it's also, you got to do it when you can be heard. And then you have to leave it and let the silence do the heavy lifting. And then just wait for them to come back. And so, but we'll do that. We'll do another one. So hopefully you're following. And my link tree, for anybody who doesn't know, my link tree is in my profile. So all the goods are there.
Okay. I will see if I can make myself available for the workshop, depending on the time. You know, I'm actually 8 minutes late going back to work for lunch, but I appreciate it.
It's 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So,
okay.
All right. Appreciate you, Everett. Deep breaths. Yeah. So, guys, we did a workshop, how to influence your friends and your family. And we had people on, and I actually stopped the recording at the role-playing part. And the reason I did is because people were role-playing with me, very personal things. And so I would have them be, if that workshop made you cry, I would have them be their parent or their sibling or, you know, whomever it is. And so like some of the people were just devastated because they belong to the LGBTQ plus community, and having their parents vote for Trump just absolutely devastated them. And so Jay Bird, I just have to, so the workshop that I'm doing next week will have a small component. And if there's time at the end and people want to, I might do some role playing with it. But yeah, Steph, it was a really good workshop. And so, yeah, we work through, it's just, there's just, I don't know. I can't explain it because a lot of it, I just do it on the fly. So, but a lot of it is me sharing with people like what to look for, what to listen for, how to lead with, the questions, and it's a lot of work on your part for how you can navigate that conversation. Okay. So here's what I would like to do, because I do need to start to bring up some of my folks from Between the River and the Sea. And this girl needs to empty her bladder and refill my water. So if I can get a mod break real quick while I get water and restroom. The brothers, I know you're here. So if you can type in Arabic that I'm getting ready to start doing the panel in like 10 minutes, that would be super helpful. So I can go to the restroom and get water. Perfect. Thanks, Stacey D. Okay. Stacey, you got it? Because she was right there, and then I saw her teacup. She must have got a phone call.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay,
I'm here.
Okay. Thank you, the brothers.
I'm off of my my earbud because it's trash. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Gosh, it's 1:11. If you are new to Dani's panel, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you're enjoying it. Those are the precious moments that we have with people in this space that make all the heavy lifting worth it, when we get to watch her really be an example and model for us how to really talk to people and move them in a way that works for them, meeting them where they are. That is truly the work. Hello, everyone. But while I am here, I just want to make sure that I'm reminding everybody to tap your daily heart me, tap the screen, share the live. It tells TikTok that we are enjoying this engaging conversation and be really a masterclass in how to have difficult conversations with people of opposing views. Keep tapping. We'd like to get Dani up. She's only at 291. I think we could get her closer to like 400,000. And don't forget to go up and collect your points. If you're new to this space, I want to just draw your attention to the upper left corner of the screen. There are 4 rules that Dani has, and that's it, right? Be respectful to each other, not just to Dani, to each other, no matter, as we've just seen illustrated, no matter what your views, no matter who you voted for, right? So be respectful to everyone. Do not use slurs. That shouldn't even be a thing. Don't comment. Don't spam the comments. If you want to say it, if you want to say Trump's your daddy, have at it. Just don't say it 50, 11 times. And don't use all caps because that is reserved for mods and those who are vision impaired. All right. I think I've covered all of it. Other than to say, just wow. Just wow. I mean, to see Sean come up, and that's the thing. He was allowed to, he had things to say in the comments, right? But because of the way Dani approached him, because she extended him grace, she gave him space and grace to be vulnerable, to share with her and all of us in this room what his real struggle was and what was the impetus. He voted for Donald Trump because he thought that he would help his situation, right? And it's only when you give somebody that space that you get to find out what really is the issue, what really is the problem, what they're really voting for. And it's rarely the person. It's the thing that they think they need help with. It's the thing that is resonating with them. And once you can crack that outer shell, as we watch the master do time after time,
That's funny.
That's how you get to have the meaningful conversation, and you get to have the Sherrys. And now it's so great that Sean gets to be. We need to have like a leaderboard or like some sort of memorial to put up there. Sherry and Southern accent and Sean and all the rest of them.
Yeah,
so
I appreciate it. Thank you, Stacey D. Love you much. Love you, mean it, girl. It's Kat's birthday. Oh my gosh. Okay, so listen, for those of you guys that are new to us, just go with it. We listen and we don't judge. Because in our community, we have a really special way of saying happy birthday to people. So I have 3 grandbabies and I have a great niece. And my great niece had her pool party 2 years ago. And so we were at her pool party and I was introduced to, I guess, like the kid / I don't know, tween. I think she was turning 10 or 11 at the time, birthday song. And it is, well, you'll get it. So listen, this was for the babies, y'all. This is for the babies. Oh my Lord. Give me a second. It's so sad. All right. So this is PJ Panda. Listen, I have it on video, the brothers. I have it on video. So it is Kat's birthday. Kat is one of our subscribers. Been with me for a long time. And it is her birthday. So, yep, Wadme, you can in just a second. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to play the birthday song, or at least a piece of it. It's Kat's birthday. Here's what I encourage you to do. I encourage you to have fun. I encourage you to laugh. I encourage you to just rock with it. And I don't know, be a kid for a minute. You ready? Here we go. I heard it was somebody's birthday. I heard it was Kat's birthday. Yeah. PJ Pandy birthday song. Yeah. Today is your birthday. We gonna say it loud. Today is your birthday. I know you're so proud. Today is your birthday. We gonna turn out. Party, get lit and wild out. Happy, happy, happy birthday, Cat. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Cat. So it's literally PJ Panda, y'all. And so he does like different mixes of different songs. So it's PJ Panda. And so like, so watch, this is y'all. Do y'all remember the song Johnny, Johnny, Yes, Papa? Like as a little kid, y'all know that song? Thank you, Pedal. That's the name. Yep, Jaw Vibration. So listen, do y'all remember that song? Johnny, Johnny, Yes, Papa? Yes, LB Donna, it is. Okay, so listen, this is his version of that song. Listen. Oh, Johnny, Johnny. Oh, Johnny, Johnny. Oh, Johnny, Johnny. Yo. Johnny, Johnny, yes, Papa. Eating sugar, no Papa. Telling lies, no Papa. Open your mouth, no Papa. Johnny, Johnny, yes, Papa. Eating sugar, no Papa. Telling lies, no Papa. Open your mouth, oh, Johnny, Johnny, you've been eating sugar. Johnny, Johnny, you've been telling lies. Johnny, Johnny, why you eating sugar? Johnny, Johnny, take that love. Johnny, Johnny. So y'all, PJ Panda is like, hey, right. So he does like the Finger Family song, like Daddy Finger. He's got a little row your boat. Okay, watch. Y'all gonna trip out. Okay, we're gonna do one more. This is Baby Shark. Now I know all y'all know Baby Shark, right? Just watch. Baby shark, baby shark, baby shark, baby shark, baby shark, baby shark, surf. Baby shark, baby shark, baby shark, baby shark, baby shark, baby shark, surf. Surf on the wave, surf on the wave, surf on the wave, surf. Surf on the wave, surf on the wave, surf on the wave, surf. Baby shark, baby shark, baby shark, baby shark, baby shark, baby shark, surf. Baby shark, baby shark, baby shark, baby shark, baby shark, surf. Surf on the wave, surf on the wave, surf on the wave, surf. Surf on the wave, surf on the wave, surf on the wave, surf. See, now you learned something else from me today. Y'all listen. Right, she said this should not slap. Yeah, but literally all you got to do is look up PJ Panda. And it's called The New Nursery Rhymes, Volume 1. There you go, people. All right, so this is the time where we try to do a little bit of good in the world, right? None of us have the ability to twinkle our nose and change everything horrible that's happening in the world. And so, right, the kids say that ain't. And so we have some incredible friends of ours that live between the river and the sea. And for many of them, the same way there's no houses, there's no commerce, right? There's no like businesses and things for like they can't go back to their regular jobs, right? So some of them have direct support links. Some of them do not. So what we do is I open up my panel. I'll bring up somebody that lives in the States, and then I'll bring up somebody that lives between the river and the sea. And if you have magic beans on TikTok and you want to give those magic beans to support them, they are able to take those magic beans, cash them out, and they're able to use them for tents, food, fuel, whatever. I will tell you this, direct links are the absolute best way to do it, to show your support. But if they don't have support links, which a lot of those support links are in my link tree. You hear me? A lot of those are in, thanks, Switch. Appreciate you guys. A lot of those links are in my link tree. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I didn't, Stacey D. But let me just say this, folks. While they are up, I'm going to continue to talk about everything else so that the numbers don't crash, because TikTok will sometimes do that. When we are helping other people, TikTok will sometimes take the viewership down. But things that I still want to talk to you about, I don't know how many of you all heard what Megyn Kelly said about the boats in Venezuela. How many of you guys heard what she said with her trifling ass? There I go again, being disrespectful. Oh, okay. Yeah, Mukhtar, you said yes. Okay, so I'm going to share it. Oh, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the fact that this administration is now trying to throw this admiral under the bus. Yep, she was upset because that they weren't letting them suffer long enough. And then we're going to talk about Laura Loomer. We're going to talk about the legalities around all of this. And why did I put this? Why did I put? Hold on, I almost said something. Jesus. Why did I put Caroline Levitt up here? Oh, it was about something that she said about this. Right. So, y'all know I had to catch myself because I almost didn't call her by her name. She sure did. Okay, so here we go. Let me pull this stuff up, and I'm going to do one this side of the border, this side of the world, and then I'll do the other side of the world, okay? Between the river and the sea. Yep, she said, let them suffer slow and bleed out. That's what she said with her raggedy self. That is what she said. Yes, that is what she said. She did. So I see folks that I'm very familiar with. I see a couple of folks that were up yesterday. The brothers, were you up yesterday? I don't think so. Yeah. So we're gonna talk about it. Thanks, DJ. Appreciate it. So yeah, that's what she said. So I'm gonna play a clip.
Hey, Dani, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, the brothers? Salam.
I'm glad after meeting you.
Yeah.
Good, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Salam. Actually, yesterday our internet was off. And the day before, I told you I got suspended in my life, which was the day you're supposed to come up with the Dani raid and all that. So it's just bad luck these 2 days, I believe.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, so we need to actually, because I think last time I didn't know what time you were going live. And my live ended up going really long. And so we need to do the same thing, but we need to actually set a time so that I know when you're going to go live. So I know when to do a Dani raid and bring some people over for you. Okay. We need to do that.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. Okay.
I'm currently waiting for my live for the magic beans in my life to be not
restored,
suspended because it was a week. And now there is still 4 or 3 days left.
Okay.
So we can set a time after that.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Let's do it. Yeah, absolutely. We can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, no worries. Sorry. I'm reading a message that made me go, oh, I don't know. You probably saw me just have that reaction that I just did. But okay, so let me pull this up for you guys and let's talk about these things. So first things first, I pulled up a lot of different things while I was talking to Sean. So first, I want to just reiterate, folks, it is 1:27 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we try to get them to 2K in magic beans before the timer runs out. Butterfly Freedom, because I have other folks who are also in Gaza that are requesting. And so we try to get to as many people as we possibly can and help them out. Yeah, no worries. Like I said, there are direct support things in my link tree, folks, as well. Okay. All right. So let me get rid of this right here, and I'm going to start to play this segment for you first, and let you all take a listen. This is Megyn Kelly talking about the quote unquote double tap. So just listening.
True. Equally damning. You raise a good point. It's the trifecta. In any event, good luck to them. They're going to need it. Okay, back here, we've got the Democrats have stumbled upon their alleged illegal order, and they're thrilled. They're so excited. What they're saying is that on one of those Venezuelan drug boat strikes, we struck the boat, that there were 2 survivors, drug dealers, driving the boat or on the boat, who were then clinging to the remnants of the boat, and that on Pete Hegseth's order, they then dropped a second bomb to take out the 2 survivors.
We do love the
2 more
TikTok
bombs
shop
to sink the boat, because I guess we want no remnants of the boat whatsoever. And Trump was asked about this on Air Force One, and Trump denied that Pete had done it. He actually said, Pete told me that he hasn't done it, that he did not agree to that. And now we've had 2 inquiries opened in Republican-controlled bodies of Congress, the House and the Senate. So the Republicans are at least making a show of seeming interested in whether this happened, because many military experts have said they don't see how this could be legal, like that you're not allowed, they say, and this is still under investigation about what happened, but if what I just said is true, and that's an if, that it would be clearly illegal, because you're not allowed to kill people who survive an initial strike and who are, even if they're enemy combatants, kind of hanging on, or in this case, possibly literally hanging on for dear life. Your thoughts on it?
Well, so she is speaking with Mark Halperin, which vomit in my mouth. Ew. But I want to be clear about something to anybody that is watching this. Whenever you hear reporting, and I don't care who it's coming from, if the lead out of their mouth is the Democrats have blah, 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 or the Republicans have found blah, 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 I implore you to go look for the facts yourself, because that is going to be a slanted view that is, yes, the SA or Halperin. And so I really need for you to, when you hear that language, that is a sign, right? That is like your first huge red flag that says what I'm about to hear next is a very biased view of what happened, and it's being presented to you in a way to make you react to a particular party. So one of the things that I suggest to everyone is this. I suggest that absolutely everyone ask yourself, when you see or you hear a headline that is inflammatory in nature, and you have a huge like emotional response to it, ask yourself who benefits from this. Ask yourself who benefits from it. Like, I'm just going to offer that to you, okay? So this is Mark Halperin's view of what happened. And by the way, just to be clear, it is not the Democrats finding their illegal order. The Democrats didn't go find an illegal order. You can't find what doesn't exist. That would be number one. You cannot find what does not exist. Okay? And the way that the Washington Post got this story was because there were actual members of the military that were so uncomfortable with what they did, they leaked it to the press. Can we talk about that for just a moment? These are soldiers that were so uncomfortable with what happened, they leaked it to the press. Now, what does that also tell you? It also tells you they have no faith in their upper command. Because when you have faith that your upper command is going to do the right thing, you don't leak it to the press. The fact that active duty personnel were willing to leak it to the Post, yeah, it was leaked by military folks. So the fact that that happened should make everyone sit up and take notice, because there would be no other way that we would know, folks. There would be no other way for us to know if somebody that wasn't involved in it didn't leak it. They absolutely leaked it to the Post, and that was part of the Post story. So hold on, let me show you. All right, here we go. So I hate them when they do this. No, I do not want to pay for your fucking article. Hold on. Where's the Politico article? Because they reference. Give me 1 second. That's important as well. Yeah, so folks, when people like Van Hollen are saying that, yeah, it is likely that a war crime took place, that's pretty much a given. But let me see if I can find what I'm looking for right now. I want them to see. I'm waiting to see if they actually list this part in here. Yeah, so in their report, the Post says that, and they go on today. So some additional information. Another article came out today, you guys, where when they talked about this effort to say Hegseth didn't give the order and that it was Admiral Bradley that gave the order, make no mistake, that is the effort to distance Hegseth from what happened and throw the military under the bus. One of the military officers who spoke with the Post on the condition of anonymity today said that was protect Pete bullshit, and that it was in fact throwing the military under the bus. Now, let me just say this. If it was legal, listen to me, if it was legal and we actually protected American citizens by unaliving and doing this double tap and giving no quarter to these wounded people, if this was in fact a strategic military win, right? Wouldn't Pete Hegseth be taking credit for it? Wouldn't Donald Trump be taking credit for it? If this was a win that was beneficial to the country, if it was legal, wouldn't Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump be bragging about what a fierce, stealth, lethal job they did? So the fact that they're now saying, I didn't give that order. What do you mean? But you said it was legal, right? So surely you gave it if it was legal. If you said it was a success, if you said that it was meant to be lethal and you all were doing this to defend the United States of America and you were taking out a terrorist organization, surely if you were defending the country and taking out a terrorist organization, Mr. Secretary, wouldn't you be bragging about that? Of course you would. If it was legal. The fact that it's not, and you are trying to now distance yourself from it, and now all of a sudden, oh, you're not responsible for this amazing lethal program that's saving the country. All of a sudden, you didn't do it. Which, let me just say something, Pete Hegseth. If you have people in your military like that that are going rogue, what does that say about your leadership? So I'm sorry, your military is just doing whatever they want without your authority? Of course you knew. You bragged about it. You literally you gave a whole fucking statement. And I read it yesterday where you said that the Biden administration liked to use kid gloves, but you all didn't. I can't wait till his little raggedy ass goes to jail. Now listen, okay, in case you don't know. So Pete, once you're in prison, you just keep the fruit from your trays, okay, and put it in some bags in the back, hide it in your socks. You could turn it into juice. Let it ferment, Pete, and you'll be good. There'll be a few people that can teach you about it in prison. Anyway, let me finish playing this piece with this thing.
I contain multitudes on this. First of all, I'm a big fan of stopping the invasion of drugs into the United States. And I think our children and our grandchildren are going to be so confused when they read in the history books that we had presidents who did nothing about it and just sat back and let people send drugs into the country that killed people and hurt productivity and just all the scourge of things that drugs do. So I'm a big fan.
They hurt productivity. He must not have ever taken any ad, because you can be productive as hell on some of them party favors. I don't know what he's talking about. What could he possibly mean? Anyway, I'm sorry. I digress. It just made me laugh for a minute. Right. Focused AF. He might want to ask the president about that. Anyway.
Anything that addresses that, number one. Number two, I think President Trump has proven that if you use force aggressively and you use it in a way that minimizes or doesn't cause any loss of American life, that it can be a great deterrent. We saw that, at least potentially with Iran. We've seen.
He said at least potentially with Iran. Wait a minute. Did we see it, or did we might see it somewhere down the road? I can't with these people.
In other cases, and we were seeing it here. So people who say, well, they're not interdicting all the drugs, they're just getting a few boats. No, they're sending a message to people whose families and individuals are going to be more reluctant to go to the high seas with drugs destined for the United States.
So does anybody know what we normally do when we are going after boats in the water that are suspected of bringing illegal party favors to this country? I got you, the brothers. Appreciate you. Does anybody know what the normal process is? Give me 1 second. Right, sire, exactly. interdiction. So yeah, Stacey. So what I asked was, ooh, that was weird. Well, I guess that person's not here anymore. That's why it went weird. That went very, very weird. So, okay. Right.
السلام عليكم.
Alaikum salam.
كيف حالك؟
Alhamdulillah. Keep Halak.
الحمد لله الحمد لله.
Awesome. So you guys, this friend of ours is also helps Palestinian press and all the things. So they are between the river and the sea. So what I asked was, do you all know what we normally do? So if we normally suspect a vessel of bringing illegal party favors into the country, does anybody know what our normal process is? Exactly. We intercept it, we board it, and then we seize the goods so that we can show and prove that that's in fact what these people had, right? That is what we do. We do a warning shot, we intercept, we board, and then we seize. We take possession of the evidence to prove this is what those people were doing, right? And so that is the normal process. What we don't do is drop boom booms on vessels that we don't know for sure what they do or don't have, that are in international waters, not headed to the United States of America, and then send a second one, right, to unalive wounded people hanging on the side of a boat that is no longer a threat. We don't do that, folks. Right. Even Israel intercepted the flotillas. So the fact that they are doing this, folks, everyone knows is not standard procedure. Everyone knows that it violates the Geneva Convention. Everyone knows that it violates naval regulations on how you interact with enemy combatants, period. It is straight up schmurder, 100%. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And they are working hard to distance Pete from this entire thing. So let me finish. This lion-ass person.
So I don't want to be misunderstood. I think those two things are good, but I'm also old-fashioned about two things, and I think they're really fundamental to what America's about. Number one, I don't think the president of the United States should kill people indiscriminately, or our forces should kill people indiscriminately in violation of law and American tradition. And that may be what's happened here in this particular case, but it's clearly the case in general. And I think there's been insufficient debate about it, insufficient scrutiny about it. And number two, super old-fashioned and kind of diluted. I think Congress is a co-equal branch, and in some cases a superior branch when it comes to the declaration of war. And I think no American, whatever you call your politics, no American should be complacent about presidents. All the post-Cold War presidents have done this, using their power and disregarding Congress's role in declaring war. And I think that's what's happened here too. And I think that's, at a minimum, should be examined.
Damn, even a broken clock. Because he's right. He's on the money. Now listen to her. Listen to her. I needed to stop and say her.
What's happened with this executive
Sorry,
order is
I literally
concrete proof that we're living in a different country.
I needed to say her because what I wanted to say was not her. Oh my geez.
Well, that touches on an interesting dynamic that's popping up more and more in the press about whether there's some group of Republicans that are dejected and demoralized on Capitol Hill right now, Mark, because they feel like a rubber stamp to Trump. They feel like they can't challenge him or they're going to get primaried and chased out of Congress, MTG style. And so they do feel like they've ceded their constitutional authority because they're also afraid of the 800-pound gorilla. Now, is that an actual thing right now, or is that just a leftist media fever dream?
No, it's an actual thing. It's not based on,
Is that an actual thing, or is that a leftist radical media?
Talking to Democrats or talking to Don Bacon or Tom Massey. And they're Trump loyalists who are unhappy. Now, some of them are unhappy because of principle. And you don't see, as we did over the weekend, normally in the Trump era, you don't see the Republican chairs of the applicable committees in the House and Senate saying this needs to be investigated and saying it in a bipartisan way with the Democratic ranking members. And they're doing that because they are troubled by this on principle. Most of the unhappiness amongst Republicans, again, not a Democratic or media creation, is concerned about the midterms, concerned that they're going to lose the House majority because of the economy and a feeling that the White House is insufficiently moving to address what voters are concerned about, particularly how much things cost. So those are two different areas of unhappiness, one principle, one pure politics. And again, I think the political one is probably, if you could quantify unhappiness, probably a greater source right now amongst Republicans.
Right, because we were talking about this a little on the tour, that it's in a way it's so much more fun to be in the opposition, and just like lay criticisms on the people in power. But then when your team is in power and there's infighting and there's all sorts of articles every day about how terrible they are, I know it's from mostly the mainstream, which hates Trump and hates everybody in the Trump administration, but it's aggravating and it's irritating and it can be kind of a downer. And I feel like the Republican Party is going through that right now. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, there's sort of three main areas, right? One is about dealing with the economy, this word that the president doesn't much like, affordability. But these are tough problems. The cost of housing, the cost of food, the cost of energy. These are tough issues for any president to deal with. So that's one source of anxiety and infighting. Two is there's some cabinet members like Pete Hegseth, like Kash Patel, 100%. Head of the FBI, and like Kristi Noem, who have now had to face multiple stories that are super negative about their stewardships that, again, are not from the deep state. They're not from Democrats. There's some cases published in the legacy media, but not always. So today, for instance, the New York Post has a story about Kash Patel by Miranda Devine.
I saw it. We should talk about it. It's devastating.
Piece. And again, you got to consider the source. Miranda's a great reporter and writer and columnist. She's not writing a negative story based on the deep state sources. She's just not.
That's what concerns me. She's so good.
So that's number two is you've got some cabinet members. And then the president's poll numbers just aren't good. And again, that's not the liberal media. It's not fake polls. Every poll, including private Republican polls, show it's a snapshot of where we are. It doesn't mean they'll be bad next year. It doesn't mean he can't turn things around, but his poll numbers are really bad right now. And that just always causes tension.
The one that just hit is from Gallup, which is, the mother of all polls. Forgive me, I'm having a cough drop. But that has approval rating down to 36, a new second term.
36.
And amongst independents, I think in that poll it's 25. And again, this is not liberal. It's not
let Trump. Them tax subsidies not get extended and see what happens.
They'll lose the House. They might lose the Senate. So it just causes anxiety. And this White House has done a very good job of not just making Republicans in Congress afraid of them, although they're good at that, but making them feel they're being communicated with. And right now, they're claiming they don't feel that way. The White House takes issue with that and says they're communicating all the time. And it's just an excuse to rail against the White House. But this is not a great time right now for the president's political team. But there's an interval here to improve things. But at the moment, there are these sources of tension, and when you see somebody like Miranda Devine write a piece like that about Kash Patel, who's the ultra MAGA loyalist, it just makes everybody think, like a horror movie, like the villain or the enemy or whatever you want to describe it. They're in the house. They're not outside the house. They're in the house.
Well, the FBI report she references confused me.
Me too.
Because this is what her headline is: opinion, damning report labeled.
Okay, so listen, I don't want to talk about, she's had a cold, Steffi G. Over Thanksgiving, she caught a cold, but she's recovering, and so she's back. Yeah, the call is definitely coming from inside the house. Now, they're referencing an opinion piece that is based on an actual report that was just released. So I don't know if you all know about this yet or not. And I have it pulled up to cover if we get to it, but it might have to wait until tomorrow. But anyway, so there was this report that was done by current and former FBI agents. And it talks about the current state of the FBI under Kash Patel. Appreciate you, Stacey D. So how many of you guys are familiar with this report that they're talking about? Because woo-wee, it's real bad, Jennifer. It is real bad. It says, this is the Guardian headline. It says, FBI under Kash Patel has become, quote unquote, internally paralyzed by fear, new report reveals. The leaked assessment, based on confidential accounts from 24 FBI sources, describes the organization as a quote-unquote rudderless ship. They did call him a clown. They say, so listen, the FBI director, Kash Patel, is quote-unquote in over his head and leading a, quote, chronically underperforming, end quote, agency paralyzed by fear and plummeting morale, according to a scathing 115-page report compiled by a national alliance of retired and active duty FBI special agents and analysts. The leaked assessment, obtained by the New York Post of all things, and prepared for both Congressional Senate and House Judiciary Committees, is based on confidential accounts from 24 FBI sources. They accuse Patel of lacking the experience to lead the FBI and that managers will not take initiative without explicit direction for fear of being fired. Patel's first 6 months have produced a quote-unquote troubling picture of an organization described by insiders as a quote-unquote rudderless ship, with two sources independently characterizing the director as being, quote unquote, in over his head. One stated, quote, he lacks the requisite knowledge or deep understanding of all the FBI's unique and complex investigative and intelligence programs, end quote. One key accusation is that the FBI has become, quote, internally paralyzed by fear. Managers are, quote unquote, afraid of losing their jobs. Holy geez. And quote unquote, waiting on directions from the FBI director rather than taking initiative, according to multiple sources. The paralysis stems partly from before his nomination, when Patel publicly accused the FBI of being part of a quote unquote deep state conspiracy against Trump and called for its radical overhaul. He advocated for shutting down the FBI's Washington headquarters and dispersing employees across the country, and accused the Bureau of political weaponization during investigations into Trump. In response to the report, the White House spokesperson Abigail Jackson said in a statement, quote, President Trump has assembled the most... I'm sorry, I'm reading this for the first time along with y'all. And I just had this intense reaction to the lie that was about to come out of my mouth. Here's what she said. Quote, President Trump has assembled the most talented and impressive administration in history, and they are doing an excellent job carrying out the president's agenda. I'm just like, what are you smoking? So polls close at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Tennessee. So let me say that again. Polls close in Tennessee at 7 p.m. Central Time, which is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, no worries, Marky. Glad to see you, sis. Right. I'm perfectly fine with all they ask is making it straight to Leavenworth. Because that's where Pete about to find himself. For real. Okay. So hold on. Oh, okay. So it goes on to say, quote, she goes on to say, quote, FBI Director Patel is a critical member of the president's team, and he is working tirelessly to restore integrity to the FBI, end quote. So let me just tell you guys, before his nomination, 60 civil rights organizations had urged the Senate to reject his nomination because of his lack of experience, his foreign ties, and misleading statements. I cannot. Did y'all? I didn't know this. I did not know that Kash Patel was the co-author of pro-Trump children's books, including The Plot Against the King. Did you all know that? That Kash Patel was the co-author of children's books, one of them called The Plot Against the King? I cannot. Listen, this is the part that had me tickled. It said, according to the assessment, on September 11th, the day after Charlie was unalived, Patel arrived in Provo, Utah, but refused to leave the FBI jet without an appropriate raid jacket. A described, quote, highly respected, end quote, source in the report explained that agents working the Kirk investigation had to stop their work to find a medium-sized jacket for Patel. There were plenty of larges and extra larges, but he wanted a medium. And it was only after a female agent's jacket was delivered, he was ready to go. But then he complained about missing Velcro patches on the sleeves and refused to disembark until SWAT team members removed patches from their own uniforms and attached them to his borrowed jacket. So this is what they are now talking about. Yeah. It's crazy. They call Dan Bongino a, quote, something of a clown. Yes, definitely baby carrot energy, definitely. Yeah, so listen to this, you guys. In one incident, Kash became upset after learning that FBI personnel at Quantico had discussed his request to be issued a firearm. When details leaked, he ordered polygraph examinations for everyone involved in order to identify the people who had criticized him. Folks, it is, yeah. Listen, folks, it is incredibly important it is incredibly important for people to understand that these things matter. What FBI agents, current and former agents, think about the leadership of that department is significant. The morale of the FBI is important. The morale of the people that you are counting on to go after some of the worst crimes in this country is important. How they view their leadership is important. When you have 24 members of the FBI, active and retired, saying all of these things about what's happening within the FBI, and that the FBI is a rudderless ship. And at the same time, you've got military people leaking illegal orders to the press. Folks, blink twice, America, because we are in trouble. Blink twice, we are in trouble, girl. Just so everybody gets it. Yes, Steffi G, I would agree. Our enemies are really happy. I would agree. Yeah, America, you in danger, girl. True story. But the good news is, so can I talk about a few things though, just so we can focus on some goodness? These federal judges aren't having it, right? When Lindsay Halligan is illegally appointed and her cases get thrown out, and then Alina Baba, her ass has been ruled as being illegally appointed, right? No, I haven't, Blue Honey Pot. Right. So I think that it's really important for people to understand. But I don't think that those two things are going to go to the Supreme Court, Hawaiian gentlemen. So I just think that people need to really be, enemies are trying to watch to see if the country is going to implode. Right? Just saying. Okay, so let me play this for you guys. I think. Da 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 da. Okay, let me hit play again.
FBI rudderless ship under Kash Patel.
For the person who asked me, will I be live tonight for election results?
Resumes, which is a quote. And then she bases her report on,
yes,
it's called a 115 report, quote, source reporting and analysis of the
She called it a 115 report. Y'all, the report was 115 pages. Wait, just listen.
Well, the FBI report she references confused me.
Listen, yeah, you are confused.
This is what her headline is, opinion, damning report labels FBI rudderless ship under Kash Patel, with him and Dan Bongino more concerned with building personal resumes, which is a quote. And then she bases her report on, it's called a 115 report, quote, source reporting.
It's a 115 report.
Analysis of the FBI under the leadership of FBI Director Kash Patel, a pulse check for the first 6 months.
It's a 115 report.
U.S. Senate Committee on the Judiciary and Chairman Chuck Grassley, and U.S. House Committee on the Judiciary and Chairman Jim Jordan, by the National Alliance of Retired and Active Duty FBI Special Agents and Analysts. So I remain unclear on whether this was requested by the Senate Committee, whether this is just a bunch of like ex-FBI people who are disgruntled and predictably don't like Dan and Kash, or what this is. Sounds so official.
If she was fucking listening.
What it is, but what we do know is it's very nasty. It really goes after Kash. They have a passing shot at Dan Bongino trying to diminish him, but mostly it's focusing on Kash Patel. And the thing that they're really zeroing in on is what they say is like a vanity, I guess, of his, a vanity. That they talk about how when he flew out to the Charlie Kirk staging, like the FBI staging in the wake of it, he was insistent on getting an FBI jacket brought to him on board the plane before he disembarked.
He needed a schmedium.
He apparently did not have his own, quoting here, FBI raid jacket with him. He refused to step from the plane without wearing one. That FBI special agents at the Salt Lake City field office, busy working on the Kirk case, quote, had to stop and ask around to find an FBI raid jacket, a medium-sized one that would fit. When a jacket belonging to a female agent was delivered to Patel on the plane, he complained that, quote, 2 areas on the upper sleeves did not have Velcro patches attached. And then he would not leave the plane, quote, until he had 2 patches to cover those areas, quote. So members of an FBI SWAT team took patches off of their uniforms and ran those patches over to Patel at the airport. The patches were then attached to the loaner FBI raid jacket, and Patel disembarked from the plane. The director was not happy with the way the investigation was going. He had an expletive-filled tirade, whatever. All that's kind of ridiculous. Of course, people yell in these tense times. But the jacket story, if true, it's not great.
No. Look, I had the same reaction you did too. Like, I'm reading the story. I've read my share of stories about stuff like this. I don't remember this kind of quasi-official anonymous report that's handed over like that. I just don't remember anything quite like that. Not just with the FBI. I don't remember anything like that. They wrote like a serious, rigorous report with.
Okay, so let me pause because this is where they could benefit from learning how to fucking use Google. Okay, and I'm going to tell you why. So we are talking about the FBI Agents Association. They represent over 14,000 active and retired special agents. They periodically release reports and statements that highlight issues within the Bureau based on agent experiences. So when he says, I don't recall it, I don't know that it's ever happened, I've never heard of anything like this before, let me just be clear. If you go to FBIAA.org, you will see that this is something that they do. I'm going to give you an example of one that they did in June of 2024. They did a special little report based on the challenges that FBI special agents are facing in high cost of living cities. And it was called Voices from the Field. That was the name of that particular report that they did. You can go to their website and you can download it. Let me see. I'm sure this wasn't 115 pages, but this one just about the cost of living was 27 pages. And that was in 2024. So to say that they don't do this is just dumb, because they do. So I just, I just don't understand why they don't get it. They did a statement on the reports of FBI agent firings back in August of this year. They listed a statement on the confirmation of Kash Patel, right? So all of those things are, listen, it's just really important for people to know what they're talking about. And Megyn Kelly is always firmly confident in her inaccurate reporting.
All these details, but it's not official, but it's kind of official. And then again, the question of Miranda. She's the only one, as far as I know, who's reported this so far. She's not anti-Trump. She doesn't write for an anti-Trump publication. And yet, with a few, to be sure, paragraphs of positive things, it's a very negative story. It's a very negative report. So you got to ask yourself, how did this thing get done, and how did it end up with Miranda, and how did Miranda decide to write it up? These are not the only stories like this about Kash Patel.
She is.
There's other stories, but most of them have circulated in places like the Washington Post and New York Times. So it's a bit of a mystery. But you're seeing the same things with Pete Hegseth, and to some extent with Kristi Noem, which is again, it's not liberal media. It's people who love the president, who care about the president, who are using different outlets, in this case the New York Post, to put out there's problems. It's hard to escape the conclusion that the people are motivated by a desire to get the president to make a change in personnel, and he's not done that yet, and it's not clear if these will have an impact.
You know what though?
So while there's another little ad coming up here, I want to just remind everybody that there's going to be a new quick news report, news briefing at the Pentagon today. And the journalists with even base level media integrity, which isn't stellar all the time, but with all of those people having had to turn in their keys last month, in October, the reason why you see thick lips Laura Loomer up there is because she now has her desk at the Pentagon newsroom, because she has been given credentials, hey Sandra, as a member of the press. Love that you just voted for Afton, David. So she is now an official member of the press for the Pentagon. Yes, I'm very serious. So we now have a self-professed white nationalist who is covering the Pentagon. 100%. Just so everyone is clear. And if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Pillow Guy has started his own media company. And I believe he's also, let me see if he's gotten his credentials yet or not. Mr. Pillow Guy, media company, media outlet, Pentagon access. Yep, here we go. The My Pillow Guy, his media company is now going to be a member of the Pentagon press pipeline. Yep, Mike Lindell. So, oh my gosh. Yeah. Lindell TV, which is the My Pillow Guy, Gateway Pundit, Human Events, The Post Millennial, The National Pulse, Just the News, and Laura Loomer. Those are the people. Yep, you got it. Those are the people that are now your Pentagon press corps. I just want to make sure that everybody was aware of that, so that you knew. That is the reason that her face is in this graphic, because I don't know about you, but I think that it matters. Not I think, I know it matters when a self-described, I need you all to understand this. I am not calling Laura Loomer a white nationalist. She called herself a white nationalist. Matter of fact, she said she's, quote, pro-white nationalist, end quote, and, quote unquote, a proud Islamophobe. That is what she said. Yes. Yep. 100%. Appreciate you, Ikram. Guys, I'm gonna try to get 1.5 for everybody because the 2K is proving to be difficult today. So I'm gonna rotate out. Right. She's definitely proud, 100%. Um, they, you know what? Here's my thing. So Catherine over here on TikTok said they need to be ashamed. Oh shit, Wadmi, I forgot. Where are you? I didn't see you. That's why I forgot you. I must have skipped right over you. You're welcome, Audra. Sorry. Totally missed you. Alaikum assalam. Oh, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Keep Alec.
Cat is here now? Is Cat here?
Cat, are you in here? She wanted to say something to you for your birthday, and I completely forgot. Yeah, which I have no idea.
Cat.
You guys see if Cat Whisperer is still in here. She's here.
She's here. Happy birthday. Let's play this.
She's playing her a birthday song from Gaza. It is. Cat said I'm dancing. Cam said I'm dancing. Oh, thanks, thanks, Ikran. Hi, Sugar Bear. Oof, is it cold? I didn't no, you feel cold. Yeah. Bella. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Got a little birthday jam going, y'all. She said Shazam that. Right. Salam, Shemi. Oh. It does, Nini. Love you, girl. Yes, no. Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. What is it? Come in here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Doug. Here, Uncle Doug wants to see you. Come say hi. Oh, he's up there on this one. Say hi, Uncle Doug. I don't know if he saw you or not.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
Say hi, Wadney. She said, I'm good.
What's your name?
What's your name?
Bella.
Say it louder.
Bella.
Bella. Oh,
Hi.
she said hi. She's in Palestine.
Happy birthday, Cat.
She said she's telling Kat happy birthday. Go get one. She's gonna get her a snack.
I can't hear you, guys.
Yeah, I
I
know.
can't hear you, Dani.
She's got bad internet. Okay. She said thank you. She is. All right. Appreciate you, sis. Thanks.
Happy birthday, Cat. Bye, Jamil. Bye, Dani.
Bye.
Rajab Eid Milad, Eid Milad, Cat.
Yeah, she's what?
Cat, birthday.
Yeah, I mean, you can warm me. You want me to warm you up one?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
should gift you, Cat, not you. Gift me.
No, but thank you. She was very grateful. Okay.
Bye, Dani.
Bye. So, right, DJ. No, she should not. Yeah. So Shimmy, it's Cat Whisperer's birthday. I got you, sissy. I got you. 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 Are you trying to see what I'm doing?
Yes.
So I'm trying to look at the folks that have requested
To come.
to get on the panel. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm trying to do. Yep. That is what I'm trying to do. Oh, yeah, I got you. Hold on, y'all. She wants me to warm this up for her real quick. 1 second. 1 second. I'm surprised you didn't get one of these muffins, girl.
I found the sugar cookies.
Yeah.
I was just like, going, oh, you guys, the muffins today.
Okay, girl.
They're yummy.
Okay. Nope. Dang. I hit the wrong button. That was my fault. Tell me about your day. How was it?
Good.
Good. What'd you do? What did you have for related arts today? Do you remember?
Yeah, tech 1.
Tech 1.
Tech 2.
Tech 2.
Wow.
Cool. Okay. Maybe tonight we'll have some hot chocolate since it's cold. Okay. All right. Appreciate you guys. All right. So we are back. So, oh my gosh. So Wadmi is not Amal. She's a different person than Amal. I don't see Amal in here. To be honest, I don't. I'm looking. Yeah, I don't see. She was here earlier. I saw her pop in. Right. Yeah, she's okay. So Kat, something's going on. Every time I click to bring somebody up, it's not working. And I don't know if it's that they have bad internet today or what. Hello, Raja. Like I tried Bilal, I tried Sammy, I tried somebody else before that, and none of them worked. So I need Cam or Sandy to help. Yeah. So sometimes TikTok is funny when I try to bring people up and it doesn't work. Okay. So I wanted to keep going over here for just a second while Cam brings people up. Oops. Hold on.
Decision from the Third Circuit Court of Appeals before we came on the air, saying that Alina Habak cannot be the acting U.S. attorney for
She
the
sure
district,
cannot.
a district in New Jersey. And this is separate from the Tish James and James Comey challenge, which is still making its way up to the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals. And we'll see whether that court affirms the lower court decision that she too was, that the prosecutor there was also not appointed correctly. That's
Yeah, he was
Lindsay Halligan. So this is a separate thing. It's Alina Habba. She was Trump's personal lawyer, and he
Mama
made her
Sia,
acting U.S. attorney.
he was up yesterday as well.
Within this district in the Northeast
I think
that
you know
answers
that.
to the Third Circuit Court of Appeals.
But I think
Third
you
Circuit
got
Court
that
of Appeals came
message
down
because you
unanimously,
did the
three-judge
kitten.
panel
You did the
saying
kitten.
They don't have the power to appoint her.
So
She's
just
gotta go.
don't
She's not
feel
properly appointed.
don't
She's
feel
not a proper US
pressured
attorney.
when you get
This is
that
not a great
because you will
decision
get
for
it
Trump.
every
It's not a
day.
great decision to the extent it gets considered by the Fourth Circuit. That's deciding something similar, though not identical, with Lindsay Halligan. But the first thing I did when I got it, Mark, was to look at who are the judges, who's appointed, and who are they appointed by.
So the thing that I don't like about her is she's even going to make these judicial appointments about who appointed them. And the truth of the matter is there have been Republican appointed judges and Democrat appointed judges. No, it's not fake, but it's not Amal either. Soha is not Amal. They're two different people. Thanks, Cam. Salam. Yeah, it's just bad internet. And I need to be careful because yeah, sometimes we there's somebody else that's yeah, I know Bilal's not anymore and Amal's not anymore. But I was gonna bring Amal back up and because she wasn't here. Hey Mohammed. Yes, but a few, girl. Okay. And then when I get done, I'll get you some apple. Okay. Okay. What? This is my child, not. Yeah. Hey, Mohammed. So guys, so this is one of our paramedic friends. If I am not mistaken, he is the one who his son was also a paramedic. I believe, and unalived as well. They worked together, if I'm not mistaken, guys. So yeah, so we're just trying to do at least 1.5 today while we rotate folks out. And so here's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, his son is the man in the profile pic. I thought so, Shimmy. Thank you for making sure I was right, but I was almost positive. Once he turned his camera on, I was like, I know. Mohammed, yeah, his son was martyred, and they were both paramedics together. Thank you, Shimmy, appreciate you. So yeah, he's a first responder, and so that's why you see the picture that you see in his picture. It's just to pay homage to his son. Listen, folks, and also remember that if there are people that you feel drawn to and you want to directly support them, you can always check their profiles on TikTok. Sometimes if they have an individual link of their own, it will be in their profile. And also quite a few of them, I have direct links in my link tree. So I'm going to go ahead, and I don't really want to talk. I don't want to hear her talk about this part, but anyway, When? Hold on. Let me see if this is a real thing. Oh, that was yesterday. So, okay. I'm not worried about that then. It was over. Yeah. So the things that I really wanted you to know about Megyn Kelly were what she said about the Venezuelan survivors. She said that, what she was disappointed in is that they didn't suffer longer. She thought that they should suffer longer and that they should bleed out. And let me just say this. I don't know what kind of human being you have to be to say that about other people. But that is absolutely what she said. And I'm going to try to get to just that clip of just, if I can find just that clip. So, cause I don't want to listen to her whole last segment, to be honest, y'all. I just don't. Oh, here it is.
So I really do kind of not only want to see them killed in the water, whether they're on the boat or in the water, but I'd really like to see them suffer. I would like Trump and Hegseth to make it last a long time so that they lose a limb and bleed out a little. Like, I'm really having a difficult time ginning up sympathy for these guys who 10 seconds earlier almost got taken out by the initial bomb, but because they managed to get ejected, a little too soon, had to be taken out in the water. I realize legally it may make a difference, but truly, Mark, this is a tough case to really gin up the sympathies of the American people.
Yeah.
That's what she said. No, it's supposed to be tonight, Shimmy. It's also election night. So I got to ask A-Money. We might need to make it tomorrow. Yeah, she's very evil. So for those of you guys that missed it, that is Megyn Kelly referring to the Venezuelan survivors that were hanging on to the side of the boat and illegally unalived by our Navy. And that's what she had to say. So if you, I know it started really quickly, so I'm going to play it one more time just so you hear what Megyn Kelly had to say.
So I really do kind of not only want to see them killed in the water, whether they're on the boat or in the water, but I'd really like to see them suffer. I would like Trump and Hegseth to make it last a long time so that they lose a limb and bleed out a little. Like, I'm really having a difficult time ginning up sympathy for these guys who 10 seconds earlier almost got taken out by the initial bomb, but because they managed to get ejected, a little too soon, had to be taken out in the water. I realize legally it may make a difference, but truly, Mark, this is a tough case to really gin up the sympathies of the American people.
Yeah.
So here's my thing. But this is the party of Christian values. Right? It's wild to me. Right. And there's not even been evidence of any illegal party favors. I think it's just wild that she fixed her mouth to say that on TV. And for me, let me just say this. To me, those comments are indicative of her racism, because I don't know that I've heard her say that about I don't know that I've ever heard her say that about the YT domestic terrorists in this country that have, Oklahoma, right? I just think about a lot of other people. Like, I haven't heard her refer that way about Jeffrey Epstein, to be quite frank. Right? So, innocent until proven guilty, brown people clinging to the side of a boat. She wants to see them suffer. She wants to see them lose a limb and bleed out. But not Jeffrey. There's a difference between a 15-year-old and a 5-year-old. Right, Megyn Kelly? Got it. Somebody get her ass off the air. Like, literally, get her ass off the air. Yeah, agreed. Agreed. You know, Steffi G, yeah. For me, I have a hard time. I think someone who is on air like this, right? Saying the thing that she says, showing the way that she thinks, I think those people, I think for me, I'd be just like, what are her kids' home life like? What are her kids' home life like? Does she provide oh, she has 2 daughters, she claims. Shukran, Ikram, Shukran. It has to be. Yeah, but I mean, this is my thing, folks. I want to know why people aren't holding her accountable. Do you know what I'm saying? Why aren't other personalities holding her accountable? Hold on a second. Jennifer, yeah, probably. When she says they feel the same way, probably so. Probably so. But my thing is that well, I don't know that. Let me just say this. Reese Waters is always ripping her a new one. You know what, Vespera? I wasn't familiar with Reese Waters until somebody told me that he played a clip of me on his show a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, I'm not that familiar with him. But my thing is, so I don't, but who even thinks of that? Who even thinks of that as something as something that you want to say about someone, right? You think they like the negative attention? Yeah. Well, I will tell you this, right? That's how you found my account. Love that. Welcome. Yeah, so it was very dark, right? But okay, so I'm going to keep it 100%. When I heard it, my initial reaction was she is a perfect example of the white women that are dangerous to black and brown people. And I'm not saying she's not dangerous to everyone else. What I am saying is that the time that I hear her saying things that are the most outlandish, right? It involves people of color, whether it's immigrants or whatever, right? And as soon as I heard her say this, I was like, you are the white women. You are the poster child for dangerous white women in the United States of America. Let me just be clear. Megyn Kelly, to me, is the poster child for dangerous white women. And let me tell you something. She's actually even more dangerous than somebody like Laura Loomer. You want to know why? Because Laura Loomer tells you who she is. Laura Loomer said, I'm a pro-white nationalist. I am a proud Islamophobic, right? So when you look at Laura Loomer, you know what you get. Laura Loomer, okay, I got it. I know what bucket to put you in. But then you've got Megyn Kelly that presents as this, yeah, I might be MAGA, but yes. And Megyn Kelly has this very elevated platform. Yep. And she's cute, which does help. Yeah, it does help. Right? But I'm just saying, oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Let me see if I can find that clip, y'all. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Y'all ready? So listen to this clip.
Santa Claus should not be a white man anymore. And when I saw this headline, I kind of laughed and I said, oh, this is...
Santa Claus should not be a white man anymore is the segment she's talking about. Listen.
Santa Claus should not be a white man anymore. And when I saw this headline, I kind of laughed and I said, oh, this is so ridiculous. Yet another person claiming it's racist to have a white Santa, you know? And by the way, for all you kids watching at home, Santa just is white, but this person is just arguing that maybe
Santa just is. Santa's not even fucking real, Megan.
And just so you know, we're just debating this because someone wrote about it, kids.
What?
Okay, wanted to get that straight. But Jedediah, when I read the piece, the author seems to have...
Yes, kids.
You know, she's
yes, kids. The imaginary person that we made up is white.
With this image of a white Santa. And she speaks about it kind of honestly, saying, I didn't really understand why that had to be.
Yeah, she wants Santa to be inclusive. And I had the same reaction. Initially, I was thinking, oh, this is more politically correct nonsense. This is hypersensitivity in our culture. And then you read the piece and you really walk through the steps with her. I think it's a tribute to her writing. And you realize if you were a young kid and you were African-American and your Santa Claus was white, it would affect you when you went to school. Maybe you wouldn't feel that you were part of that tradition. Now, she suggests that a penguin should be Santa.
Okay, that's where she goes off the rails.
Well, I think that's kind of interesting, though, to have an animal, which is something that kids love, sort of brings that cartoonish component into it. And I think that makes all kids kind of feel welcome in the process. So I see where she was going with that.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't make all kids feel.
I like penguins.
It makes all birds feel welcome.
Kids
Monica,
like penguins.
You know, but okay, so I've given, her name is Aisha Harris. I've given her her due on where she was going with it. But just because it makes you feel uncomfortable doesn't mean it has to change, you know.
Oh, wait. Just because history makes you uncomfortable doesn't mean it should change. Right, Megyn Kelly? Just because history or the accurate telling of history makes you uncomfortable doesn't mean it has to change. Don't whitewash history. Right? Since this is her argument, well, just because white Jesus makes you uncomfortable, white Santa makes you uncomfortable, doesn't mean it has to change. Same for fucking history. Just because it makes you uncomfortable doesn't mean it has to change. Just because you're uncomfortable that you all committed a G-side right here in the United States of America, just because it makes you uncomfortable that you all, committed chattel slavery in this country, just because it makes you all uncomfortable that your great grandpa and great grandma are now being, put in textbooks and in education curriculum with your snarled up faces screaming at a 6-year-old little girl makes you uncomfortable. It doesn't mean it needs to change. It means you should just suck it up and deal with it, Megan.
I mean, Jesus was a white man too, but it's like,
Jesus was a white man too. I bet all my Palestinian friends are like, really? Jesus was a white man too. No, Megyn Kelly. No, Megyn Kelly, he wasn't. Just listen, y'all.
Her name is Aisha Harris. I've given her
just listen
where she was going with it. But just because it makes you feel uncomfortable doesn't mean it has to change. Jesus was a white man too, but it's like he was a historical figure. I mean, that's a verifiable fact, as is Santa. I just want the kids watching to know that. Yes. But my point is, how do you just revise it, in the middle of the legacy of the story?
The same way y'all revised history.
Yeah, I mean, you can't.
The same way y'all revise history, had the Daughters of the Confederacy going around and paying people to put up damn monuments. No, he wasn't white passing. He was not white passing. Jesus' skin was described, he had bronze feet. I've seen like one white girl with a real bad tan. She just took it way too far. But I'm just saying, on the norm, being described as bronze anything, is not white passing. Jesus was Palestinian, people. Just so we're clear. So, just to be clear. Right. Jesus was from the Middle East. So, just so we're clear. It just baffles me, the things that people say. Right. Right. Exactly, Tara Love. Go so Sonia Sita said over on YouTube, she said, well, if Jesus was a white man, can Palestinians get the same treatment as the white South Afrikaners and be allowed asylum? Whoop, whoop, whoop. I'll take that. Right? Just saying that part. All right. So here is what we are going to do, people. Okay. What we are going to do is I'm going to wrap up this live. It has almost been 4 hours. It has almost been 4 hours. I'm going to wrap up because I have to be back on later for Afton's election watch party, all the things. So what I will be doing is going live at approximately, who said no? You just joined, Wendy. I've been on for 4 hours. Love you, mean it. But if you go to Substack, YouTube, or the Book of Faces, you can rewatch it there. Okay, so I will be back. I'm trying to think at about, I'm trying to think, y'all, because I know the kiddos' schedule. Oh, thanks, Mukhtar. Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm thinking 6 o'clock is probably going to be the spot because that will be 1 hour before polls close. We will probably have, polls close at 7. So, yeah, the results will be tonight, Audra. The results will be tonight. So we are going to have us a little watch transition into celebration party from for Afton Bain as she becomes the Congresswoman for the 7th District of Tennessee. Okay, so I will see you all tonight in about 3.5 hours ish. Yeah. So Nashville's an hour behind me. Oh, wait. So yeah. So you're right. Thank you, Witch. I knew that, but in my brain, I didn't account for it. Thank you. Hey, Sterling. Good to see you. Okay. So here's my thing. Yep. So 7 o'clock for Nashville is 8 o'clock for me. So that means I need to be on at 7 p.m. my time because that is 6 p.m. Afton's time. Got it? So I will be on at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because that will be 6 p.m. Central Time. Hey, Teresa, sis. Hope you're doing okay. Love you, mean it. Sending you lots of love and comfort all the time. So that's going to be the deal. I appreciate you. Really quickly, make sure that you go up here, touch this heart, claim all of your points before I get off this damn live, please. And yeah, Tennessee, it's time to elect somebody who actually gives a damn about you. Okay. All right. Love you, mean it, folks. I will see you all in 4 hours, roughly. Okay. Take care. Peace, hair grease, all the things. Love you, mean it.